They say love is when the other person's happiness is more important, much more important than yours. As we go about talking love today and part of tomorrow, assuming that we'll start fasting as from after evening mass in the evening, we enjoin you to remember that love means giving, seeking for the happiness of the other person before getting yours. Good morning and welcome to another day on the CRTV. We're definitely very happy to be starting another moment of Hello Cameroon with you and to know that you are up at this hour of the day to start the day with us. It's a powerful program that we've put together, but before we start it though, let's get things right. What's been happening in the news in the past hours? Stay with us. We'll meet you just behind.
Upon the arrival of administrative and local authorities, Kumba, chief town of Meme Division, showcased its institutions of higher learning with HTTC University of Boya and Kumba that changed the rhythm in a march past, with GBTTC Kumba that established order and decor. A total of 16 public and 21 private secondary schools, a merge of schools drawn from Kumba 1, 2 and 3 and Kumba Urban. As some hurried off to catch up with the excitement, the number of primary schools drawn from across K-Town and its outskirts made participation inclusive in the 52nd National Youth Day in Kumba.
You saw the turnout of our youth. This is a testimony that they are ready to work in peace, to ensure that their future will not be disturbed tomorrow. Let me seize this opportunity also to congratulate all the stakeholders, those who help them, those who want us to have this wonderful event.
With directives from security hierarchy, youths in Kumba equally grouped themselves in associations as the ruling CPDM party took the lead in its 3 sections of Kumba 1A, B, and C.
It was a rich and spectacular ceremony at the Tico Ceremonial Grounds that was marked by displays from the youths that held spectators spellbound. The march past began with conscripts of the National Civic Service Agency for Participation in Development in Tico opening the parade that lasted 1 hour. Nursery schools came first with 15 government and private schools participating in the march past. Alongside the pupils were their teachers. So was it for the close to 50 primary schools as well, whose pupils marched in their numbers. Secondary school students also came out in grand style with more than 15 schools partaking in the march past. The youth wings of political parties, including the CPDM and NUDP, also made their presence felt as they rounded off the parade. The number of prizes awarded on this day, over 100, showed that the youths were quite involved in the Youth Week activities. A show of culture was the high point of the event that left the population overwhelmed with joy.
The march past at Bamenda's Commercial Avenue lasted over an hour, and not only pupils and students took part, but also government services. Some of the pupils and students arrived at the scene accompanied by parents, while others were escorted. École Publique Francophone Camp Militaire Upstation kick-started proceedings. They were followed by secondary, university, professional institutions and political parties, much to the satisfaction of the presiding officer.
We should work together to bring back the situation to normalcy in the Northwest region. I would like, therefore, to congratulate all the stakeholders that have neglected nothing to make sure this occasion unfold today is free.
Outstanding youths in various domains were recipients of an excellence award.
Those who have seen this award and they want to have them, they should also involve in sports activities and they will go far too.
I didn't have any money to be where I am today. It has been hard work and pushfulness by the grace of God that He has made me to what I am today.
The green, red and yellow colors were very much alive here at Bamenda's Commercial Avenue.
It took just a little less than 1 hour for the Youth Day parade to be over. The marching carried on with patriotic songs for basic education pupils and the jazz band for students of secondary education and above. The active participation of handicapped persons plus post-march past animations were amongst the highlights of the Baham event that lasted altogether 2 hours. The CPDM and SDF youth wings marked their presence. Meanwhile, 2 young farmers received special cash prizes from the mayor of Baham after emerging best at an agro-pastoral competition. Government Bilingual Nursery School Baham and Government Bilingual High School Baham took home the trophies of best marching at the basic and secondary education levels respectively. At the end, it was a satisfied Upper Plateau Senior Divisional Officer, Felix Bilonogu, who admonished the youths to desist from using the internet to destroy the image of their fatherland.
We will continue to sensitize the youth to be polite in our country. We will continue to tell them that all what is done now will be benefit for them in the future.
Amongst the dignitaries present was the Baham chief, Pokam Max II.
Plusieurs dizaines de carrés représentant les écoles primaires, les établissements secondaires et les écoles professionnelles que comptent les 3 arrondissements de Koumba ont défilé pendant près d'1 heure à la place des fêtes de Koumba. La jeunesse scolaire du chef-lieu de la Mémé réitère ainsi son attachement au multiculturalisme, à la paix et à l'unité nationale, socle d'un Cameroun émergent à l'horizon 2035. Côté parti politique, les militants des sections OJRDPC ont répondu massivement à l'appel de ce 11 février 2018. Avant le début du défilé, le public a pris la peine de réécouter attentivement l'adresse du chef de l'État à la jeunesse.
Je peux juste exprimer ma joie pour cette sortie massive de la jeunesse du département de la Mémé dont j'ai la charge. Vous savez, c'est un 11 février qui se tient en une période extrêmement difficile, mais le défilé a commencé sans incident, il s'est achevé sans incident. Cela prouve à suffisance que les forces de maintien de l'ordre font leur travail.
La cérémonie s'est déroulée en présence d'une foule de personnalités constituées d'autorités administratives, d'élus de la nation et d'autres membres de la communauté éducative de la Mémé.
L'expression culturelle a été l'un des points d'orgue de la fête ce 11 février à Tiko. Jeunes gens et jeunes filles ont fait une démonstration grandeur nature des prouesses culturelles de leur terroir. Au-delà de la fête, ces jeunes ont élevé des prières pour confier leur arrondissement et au-delà tout le Cameroun au très haut. Ceux d'entre eux qui se sont distingués dans certaines activités ont reçu des prix et autres distinctions. Et pour couronner le tout, la grande parade avec la participation de pas moins de 126 groupes représentant les différentes sensibilités éducatives, politiques et culturelles. Ils ont reçu les encouragements du sous-préfet à Noifort, Clétus, à Songwe pour leur sens du patriotisme et pour avoir dit oui à l'État, non aux pourfendeurs de la nation.
Sur le macadam de la Commercial Avenue, des jeunes du primaire exécutent des chants patriotiques. Leurs aînés du secondaire brandissent des messages tels « Luttons pour la paix ». D'autres des services publics agitent fanions et drapeaux tricolores. Mendiants de la paix, les jeunes du Rassemblement démocratique du peuple camerounais remettent successivement 2 branches d'arbres de la paix au gouverneur du Nord-Ouest, entouré de son état-major, de l'élite du Nord-Ouest et du leader du Social Democratic Front. Le geste est plein de signification pour le patron de la région.
L'excellence, c'est la même qui est positive et qui fait usage des nouvelles technologies, de leur patriotisme dans le but de nous mener vers l'émergence attendue horizon 2035.
Le 11 février 2018 à Bamenda, c'était aussi des primes de l'excellence jeunesse. À ce titre, 27 jeunes filles et garçons venus de 7 départements que compte la région du Nord-Ouest et qui se sont distingués tout au long de l'année dans les domaines de l'agriculture, du sport et des activités scolaires ont reçu des prix des mains du numéro 1 de la région. C'était au cours d'une cérémonie qui s'est déroulée sous haute sécurité.
Une bourse pour encourager le mérite, une enveloppe pour permettre aux bénéficiaires de conclure l'année scolaire en cours sans anicroche. 50 élèves justifiant une bonne conduite dans leur établissement et dans la communauté, présentant des résultats scolaires satisfaisants et justifiant de très faibles revenus familiaux, ont été sélectionnés pour cette remise des bourses. À la manœuvre, les responsables de l'association Helping the Youth Through Education.
La jeunesse est le futur. À mon humble niveau, je me suis dit, si je peux aider cette jeunesse à ce niveau, ça pourrait motiver beaucoup d'autres à aider aussi la jeunesse.
Pour les élèves bénéficiaires, la remise des bourses est intervenue à un moment crucial. La condition et les contraintes familiales faisaient déjà planer le spectre des incertitudes.
Cette somme vient à pic au moment où même ma pension n'est pas encore terminée. Alors cette somme-là va nous aider à amorcer bon nombre de problèmes.
Nous sommes ravis de voir nos frères aller à l'étranger qui reviennent. Ça veut dire qu'ils reconnaissent que la nation a fait quelque chose pour eux et qu'à leur tour, ils doivent s'investir pour aider les frères qu'ils ont laissés sur le pays.
La remise des bourses aux élèves issus des familles défavorisées par l'association Helping the Youth Through Education est déjà à sa 3e édition. Ces listes progressent chaque année d'une dizaine de noms.
Where is your home? They say home is where the heart is. Some will also say home is where the money is. You definitely gravitate probably towards where you earn a living, and then you can define for yourself what kind of person you are. That's our talking point on Hello Cameroon today. Where is home? Is it where the heart is, or it's where the money is? Just tell me. Tell us where your heart is or where your home is. That's Hello Cameroon, and we hope it's going to be an awesome moment that we'll be having with you today. After getting information about what's trending in the news, let's now settle down to some music, but we're going right back to some old music with a lady whose voice is bluesy. Her voice is sweet. Her voice is associated with jazz, with blues, with folk music. She's called Coco Ateba. I'm sure you know the lady I'm talking about. If you don't, sit, don't fret. But still, we're going to be telling you in a short while just who she is. She's some kind of a myth in Cameroon music, but she's well alive. She lives abroad. This morning on our retro clip, we decided to step down memory lane with Coco Ateba. Stay with us.
You could call her the queen of blues made in Cameroon.
Service people, you know about his people. You've heard about his struggle. We want to be free.
She is talent from the Beti land with a passion for the voiceless. Coco Ateba grew up in Douala, and her first mentors were Elvis Kemayo and Hanrijo. She sings in Beti, of course, but also in French, Yoruba, and English. Here is Tok Tok, one of the very popular babies of Coco Ateba, to sail you right down to 1986. Enjoy.
Up and down every day, and no man don't know how you suffer. They go want to enter your life, they go try to be your friend, but they go make you enter for trouble. And they go talk, lie you, they go fool you. Talk, lie you, they go fool you, they go talk, lie you, brother, cash you. Money don't finish, all you friend you, they go run you, but they go take your name, sister, spoil them everywhere, and then go make you winter for suffer, and then go talk, lie you, then go fool you. Talk, lie you, they go fool you, they go talk, lie you, brother, cash you. Go back for your money, Time don't change you, time don't
If you find the images shaky, just bear with us. It's a 1986 piece, ladies and gentlemen. There's no reason why it will not look old. It will not look, you know, like time has beaten it. It will not look the way it looked, but definitely it's a beautiful song. And we thought we should wake you up if you're still in bed with that moment with Coco Atiba. The song is called Talk Talk. At 8 o'clock, no, rather at 7 o'clock, we'll bring you another song called Gossip. It's probably like a modern day, the Android version response to Coco Ateba's song, but this is quite a new release, which is coming from a team called Double H. You want to stay with us at 7 because we'll be dedicating this song to a few persons who are 1 year older today, but I couldn't avoid behind that song saying happy birthday to Rose Leke. You want to call her Professor Rose Leke? That's fine, but it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom. And all of you, if it's your birthday, don't worry, we'll be coming back to this in a short while. Let's go meet Parfai, our regular resource person every Tuesday at about this time, who tells us about the wonders of our environment. Today, we're coming back on a plant called the Ebanga plant. Stay with us.
Hello, Cameroon fans. This is another Tuesday morning that is going to be really wonderful. Wonderful for so many patients. I think the tree that most people cut and use as firewood, I think through this media, I am begging them that this tree is near extinction. Mostly to those of us from the Grand West, where this is their best firewood, but this is one of the best medicinal trees that the Almighty has given us. And this morning, this Tuesday morning, I want to show you this tree. We call it a banga. When you look at it, that means you harvest the back. It has its fruits. Now, you look at the liquid that comes out of it immediately. You see the color. And when you get it to prepare it as medicine, but you get a good quantity of this, not just this one. Let me harvest the normal quantity so that you can see, because with this, your hands alone, fingers alone cannot be able to get the actual measurement. Let me get good quantity. Good. This quantity is good. You know, we have what we call the country tomatoes. That's the hanging tomatoes. I think you find it is really common. You can find it in forest areas. This way, even in the savannah, you have it. You can even use the normal tomato, you see. But please, I would prefer you use the one that has not been grown or planted with using fertilizer, just the natural one. This bark of tree that we call a banga, it's a wonderful tree for blood and the treatment of malaria. Most malaria patients that have taken medication prepared from this banga, believe me, they will always tell you, Papa, thank you, thank you, thank you. But as you prepare it, but this time you can use your potage, that's your kangwa. You put a bit in it, get good quantity. I don't want you to prepare so much and then leave it, because this medicine as blood tonic is good when you prepare and you take immediately, maximum 2 days, maximum, and then you harvest. That is why I'm appealing that please, we should spare this tree up in the grassland area because it is near extinction now, and let us leave it because people need it. You prepare it, when you boil, you get a good quantity, you squeeze the tomato or you slice the tomato, mix with it. You can slice the tomato, you can slice it with beetroot and carrot, and you take it, believe me, it is going to give you sufficient blood. I mean, those who are anemic, this is a good treatment for them. Malaria, this is good treatment for them. When you harvest the bark, you can also add the leaves. But the fruits, we shall discuss the fruits later in order not to confuse viewers. But for today, I want to assure you that you have a wonderful blood tonic. You have wonderful medication for those who are anemic. Take this and you will be happy in maximum 3 days. But take good quantity. If you take this and prepare for a tangi of water, take a full glass. With this one, you take a full glass. But as I told you, to strengthen it or add more and make it very rapid, you can add beetroot, you add tomatoes, you add carrot. You can grind all this and you mix it, you take it. Believe me, you will be happy. So this Tuesday morning, Abanga remains your solution for anemic patients suffering from malaria. Hello Cameroon fans, bye. A good bye.
So today, thanks to the Banga, we kick out malaria, we'll also kick out anemia, so that you can always have a perfect quantity of blood that your body needs in your system, and it's all probably behind your house or around your neighbor's house, or, I mean, you don't need money. Probably all you need is just say, neighbor, please for a bit, right? That's Hello Cameroon, and every Tuesday at about this time, Pafa is here talking about something you and I need to know about our environment. Now, one other thing you and I need to know is the good things, the value that sports has in our healthcare. I'm talking today with a senior sports teacher, sports and physical education teacher, Madam Nkwende Roseline. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Happy to have you on Hello Cameroon.
Thank you.
Tell me, you say today is a special day for somebody like you.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Thank you, and good morning to listeners over there. Today, the 13th of February, 2018, I say it's special not only for me, me in particularly because it's my domain, but for all sports leaders and journalists, you inclusive.
Exactly.
That is the very first time that UNESCO has decided to declare 13 February as the International Day wherein sports leaders and journalists should go on the media and disseminate information for the people to understand. Understand what the essential here is: social inclusion, peace, development through sports.
Okay. Social inclusion, in case some of you are wondering, is just the ways in which we try to bring in every member of the society, no matter how small or how strange they could look. So I'm going to ask you, on a day like this, what are some of the inclusions that come to your mind that we need to do?
Thank you, ma'am. The inclusion is very vast. It's very vast. And if I may bring it down to our Cameroonian level, I should be able to talk about it, because at the international level, we had about 200 participants in the most recent Milano conference, which was organized by United Nations and the Italian government. And if I participated as a Cameroonian, it was under my leadership on KBUS, which is a Commonwealth advisory body on sports based in the United Kingdom. And so here, a lot of people were talking. Some people were basically talking about the underprivileged, some about people with disabilities, some about different big federations undermining the small federations or confederations, undermining leadership. And most importantly, what I spoke on, and everybody actually adhered to it, is the cut-off line: who is the leader in sports? Because there is a total confusion, and it makes it impossible for us to develop. We're talking about development, which is our target for 2030, sustainable development in sports. And if leaders themselves cannot converge and then to have coherency in what they're doing, to know their limits, then we're not going anywhere. So having said that, I will come to our own local level.
Exactly. I was going to ask you that inclusion within the Cameroon context, what would a person like you talk about?
At this time, I will be talking about the prevailing situation in Cameroon, which has to do with what all of us know. And we know that if we're talking about development, there will be no boundaries. There will be no French speaking, there will be no English speaking when we come to inclusion. If you talk about the national team and when, in particularly at this time last year, the Cameroon football lion brought in the cup, you saw what happened. We had to use sports to quell down some of the tension that was in the country when we went around the 10 different regions to showcase the cup.
Indeed, if you look even at the different teams that we have at national levels, be it in basketball, football, handball, it speaks of the varieties we have.
Exactly.
I'm hoping that I'm going to ask you about the message that you would like people to have on this day. But I was going to comment first by saying that when we talk about inclusion and sports, we want to reach beyond our comfort zones. Like if you're talking about geographical territory, it's interesting to know that we're going far beyond Yaoundé, Bamenda, and Douala. If you're talking about the kind of sports, it'll be interesting to know we're going beyond football and handball to look at new ones or strange ones, or even, in Senegal they have fights, lutte, they call it in French lutte, which is typical of Senegal and Mali. We should be able to have our own in Cameroon and define that. So what is the message somebody like you would like people to retain on a day like this?
The message today that I'm sending is that journalists have to work hand in glove with sports leaders, because even if we have the capacity and the message doesn't go through, then it doesn't work, because sport is not only for people who have capacity, it's for everybody. It could be, especially when you say sports for all, not everybody must have a capacity to be able to be in the national team. But when we are talking at this level, we mean everybody, the old, the young, the poor, the underprivileged, the rich. Because if you are not in good health, then you cannot have any optimal output in any field. And so it is a place of journalists, because a lot of experienced people have sat down to evaluate and to come to this day to say, hey, look at what the sports people are doing. Who can send out this information? Through media is the journalist. So it's something that has to do with the two different departments. And for sure, we've always worked together. And talking about inclusion here, the peculiarity emphasis put in by UNESCO is talking about peace, because if there's no peace, there's no development.
Definitely.
And we think that when there are squabbles, there are quarrels, there are fights, we can easily get in with the use of sport to sort out these things. Because sport has no geographical barriers, no language barrier, no religious barrier. You're just talking about lutte in Senegal. We also have our traditional wrestling in Cameroon. And more often,
which needs probably more attention than it's getting.
We even have a federation on this in Cameroon, and you will see that if you look at cultural barriers and geographical position in Cameroon, from those from the northern parts of Cameroon are very good into this, because it is part of their culture. So if you come like swimming, you will know that it is people from Douala. If you go to soccer, I wouldn't be telling you most of these good soccer boys are from the littoral region. And it goes thus.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on the program. What part of the country are you from?
I'm from the Northwest region.
You're from the Northwest region. I want to take you to Muyuka in the Southwest region. That's the thing with Cameroon, you know, we come from different parts, but we live in a country that is multicultural, and it's always awesome that we discover what is special, typical, what defines different parts of Cameroon. Well, in this report that Annabelle is about to give us, the men, as she says, are involved in cocoa planting, and the women are equally in the farms when the men are there, but they have their own kind of activities. Annabelle watched them and did this report for Hello Cameroon. Just sit and enjoy.
The people of Moyuka always wake up to the sound of the earliest bird, of course, to catch the fattest worm. As the day brightens, the villagers all move away from home to farms to see exactly what Mother Earth has in store for them. We tag along quietly and find ourselves in a lady's farm. It is the weeding season now in Moyuka, and everyone is making sure their crops are kept.
It is a brand new morning today in Moyuka. And what we're doing in the farm? Weeding. Everywhere Hello takes you to, we do all our best to bring you the best of the people. The people of Moyuka are said to be the breadbasket of Cameroon, and what they produce may very well end up in your kitchen. Today we are going to talk to Madam Atem Hilda. It is in her farm that we are, and so she's going to tell us what she's doing in the farm today and just how to go about it. Trust me when I say I am going to join her. Hello ma'am, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Annabelle.
Thank you. Please tell us, what are you doing in the farm today and what are some of the crops that you have here?
Okay, today I came to weed grass in the farm, and some of the crops that I cultivate is egusi, cassava and maize.
How do these crops serve you?
Okay, some of them I sell them in the market and some we consume it in the house.
So Madam Atem, kindly tell us, I see you people produce a lot of egusi, that's it, rolling on the ground. How is it done and for how long does it stay in the farm? What is the process? Because I know that egusi has a lot of work.
Okay, like now that I'm in the farm, the egusi we cultivated it during March period. So by now it is dry. Very soon we'll come and join the egusi and cut it. Allow it for some times, like 1 week. After, when it is soft, we'll come and have remove the egusi, go to the water, to the stream. You go and wash. After that, you dry it. You cut it.
Don't I like being a farmer? Where?
The maize is not really do because they are too small.
From the women's point of work, the men are so serious as they get down to business. Planting of cocoa, the main cash crop here. Sorry to disappoint you, I did not plant, for when the men get down, it is serious. Instead, I choose to supervise. When finally they settle down for some refreshments, I get the chance to talk to one of them.
I want to talk about the farming season. I'll start by talking about cassava. Yeah, we start preparing the farm. January, clearing. We clear January, February, 2 months. We allow the grass to dry. During the month of March, we burn. We gather the dirt, burn with fire, prepare it for tilling. We till the soil. After the soil must be tilled, we take the cuttings, that is the tuber, cassava, we plant.
Today we are doing the planting of cocoa. How does it work?
Yeah, you know, by planting, you first of all, you prepare your nursery. That nursery is being prepared for 3 months. You get a polythene bag filled with topsoil. Plant the seed inside the polythene bag
for 3 months, will be ready for planting. So as you can see, this one like this was prepared for 3 months, so it's ready for plant.
During my tour, I discovered that in Moyuka they carry out both subsistence agriculture and cash crop farming. Here, they are sons to the rich volcanic, clay and sandy soil types, which boost the growth of crops like egusi, corn, cassava, plantain, groundnut, palms, cocoa, and many more. A complete farming lifespan here runs from January to August. After my rounds, I notice I am more tired for doing almost nothing than these people whose way of life this is.
My grandmother told me that when you work, it is good to rest because you need energy to work some more. To tell you the truth, I am tired and I need to take a rest. I know that seeing a woman sitting in the farm with legs crossed goes like, but come on people, it is not easy what these women are doing. And that's why our message to you today is, please, make sure you do not waste any food item because there's somebody out there who might just need it. Continue enjoying yourself with all the various slots and reports on Hello. And until we meet again, hello.
Hello, Annabelle. Of course, if you've been tilling the soil, you've been working so hard, there's no harm in calming down, sitting down to rest. But don't rest and sleep, oh. You know, rest is sweet. It just carries you, and before you realize it, you're snoring on the farm. Well, our special greetings this morning goes to the people of Moyuka. If you're in the farm this morning, accept warm greetings from us. It comes from deep within our hearts. In a short while, I'll be talking to somebody who is coming from Batibo. He'll be talking to us about a leadership training and conference that he's organizing in that part of the country. But that just give me a few minutes to remind you of our talking point today. We're asking you, where is home? Is it where the heart is, or it's where the money is? We hear, we see, it's laudable, it's sweet. We hear people say, home is where the heart is. Don't worry, the good thing with SMS is that nobody sees your face, and you can actually put a name and nobody cares. So just tell us the truth from your heart. Where do you think home is? Is it where the money is, or is where the heart is? And of course, tell us why. Siri Fanjon, good morning.
Good morning, Poshi.
How are you?
Great.
Happy to have you on Hello Cameroon.
Same here.
All right. Now you're coming, so we talk about a leadership conference or leadership conferences that you're going to be organizing in the Northwest.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to tell us, first of all, why are you organizing conferences?
All right. The first thing, organizing this conference, it's the leadership conference organized in Bamenda. Why organizing the conference? Because in 2013, I was selected by the Cameroon Leadership Academy for the Cameroon Leadership, the CLA seminar that takes place at Ombe every year for 6 days by Guide Africa Roland Kwemen. So from that leadership conference, I was being built. I mean, my potentials were being brought out and my hidden talents brought out. So after that leadership seminar, I told myself I will do the same to my community. I've been doing it, and it's high time I encourage other youths in a very broad platform to apply to go for the seminar at Ombe, because it's free of charge. And now most youths in Northwest, they don't know about it.
Okay.
So see, I've been there, and during the 5th anniversary, there was the 5th anniversary for the 500 youths that have passed through the CLA. 10 of us had an award. I was one of the people that had an award on community empowerment and community empowerment and civil leadership. I told myself, will I sit back with this award and just watch things go like that? No. I need my other youths from Northwest, the other youths that have potentials more than me, but they are not being known. They don't have that platform to be known. So that's why I want to give them that opportunity to assist them to apply for CLA. Through the conference, I trained them how to apply for CLA, and through that, they had the opportunity to go for the 1-week leadership conference at Ombe, so they can get hooked up to other change makers, can get hooked up to other great Cameroonians, so that their own potentials will be uplifted. They have the right network, they have the right links, so that they can grow their own platform. You're
going to have 2 conferences. One is on Sunday in Bamenda, you say, and the other one will be in Batibo at the hospitals.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about these dates?
On Sunday, we have this organization in Bamenda, Mandela Voluntary Foundation. They organize a monthly seminar. So now I've got a partnership with him.
Okay.
My own organization, Give Up Foundation. My brothers own, let me say, Afu Destiny for Afu Foundation, and also Samuel. So the three of us are coming together to see how we can organize this conference in Bamenda at the Mansfield Plaza. So organizing this conference at Mansfield Plaza on Sunday at from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. is a way to see how we can bring these youth of Bamenda together and teach them how to apply for this. I mean, see, the best thing I give somebody is knowledge, and that's what we are doing. Because last year I advised Afu Destiny to apply for CLA and it was taken. And so he came back all being empowered and with the knowledge that he has, and other CLA alumni of last year, somebody like Tani Desmond, we have just a lot of us, will be 5 of us there.
Okay.
But I'm the leader of that conference, so that's why I say that one in Bamenda is to see how we can build the youth so they can apply for CLA 2018 powerfully, so they can attend it.
We're hoping that you get many more young persons who will be interested and who definitely get to go to this conference and learn how to tap within themselves. Yeah. At the moments like this, when you have youths coming together, what kind of message will somebody like Siri Fanjo want to pass out?
Bring youths together, the main message I'll tell them is I'm building a capacity to be who they want to be. Because most youths nowadays, the spirit of being who you want to be your own boss. I can remember 2012 when I was in the soundtrack done by Rose Epie. Be your own boss, part 2. Everywhere you can be your own boss. So right now, my main goal is to say I can be the capacity in the youth of my community, be the capacity in the youth of Northwest, so they can be who they want to be. Simple.
Build your own capacities or get somebody to build them, but definitely be your own boss. Okay. Well, another thing you do, Cyril, is you have this Mogamo Heroes and Heroines Award.
Yeah.
When is the next edition? When is 2018 version?
All right, 2018 version. Before I go to 2018 version, I want to say that we're also having...
We've seen some pictures of past editions of that award.
Yes. Before I go there, I want to talk about we're also organizing a leadership building event at the Bat Project Hospital. Okay. Because we believe that health workers are one of the most important people in the society. Okay. We always neglect about health workers. But when we build the capacity of health workers, I bet you the health let me say
it definitely
assistance
affects the way they work.
The way they work, the way they give the assistance to the patient, all those things. All right, the Mogamo Heroes and Heroines Award, the second edition will be coming up this year, December. 2017 was something great. I was really shocked with the outcome. I mean, the people that came, we had the fund of Guzang, we had the Lord Mayor of Battle Council, we have elites home and abroad who came for the event. I mean, the hall was jam full, and it was an avenue to appreciate Mogamo community developers.
Okay.
I believe that Siri can do something for Mogamo, but I cannot do it alone. And now, how can I touch the whole of the 20 villages of Mogamo if I appreciate those who have been contributing positively in the other domains? Because I believe that if you appreciate somebody of what he is doing, it will definitely encourage him to do more and encourage others to do more, thereby using one stone to shoot about more than 50 birds.
We hope that in December 2018, you will use that stone to shoot, you said more than what?
More than 50 birds.
You should be able to shoot more than 100 in 2018. Siri Fanjon, thank you for coming on here, Cameroon.
Before I leave, since 16th December 2017, we had the first edition at Batibo. You were not there.
Yes.
I brought this special T-shirt from the home of Mogamo. I mean, the great land of Batibo.
Is this not awesome? Thank you so much, Sharif Fanjon, for bringing us gifts on Hello
Mogamo
Cameroon.
Heroes and Heroines Award, celebrating the Mogamo community developers.
Oh, thank you for the love.
It's okay.
And I wish you a lot of success. If you're watching us from Batibo, we are sending a lot of love to you. We know the temperature in Batibo this morning, but you know what? Please take the temperature from our hearts. There's a lot of love there. Have a beautiful day ahead. Siri, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Pochi.
Can I give you something for your morning? Banana, orange. Market dry today.
When the season of love, and I guess something like banana can signify love a bit.
I'm not going to comment, so I don't want to be quoted on Facebook.
All right.
So thank you for coming. Have a beautiful day.
Same to you.
But 1 minute though. Where to you is home? Is it where the heart is or where the money is?
Most people have been saying cereal.
Tell us the truth.
Cereal. Why Mogamo? Mogamo is home. That is where I'm from. That is where the heart is. home is home. Home is Mogamo for me.
Home for you is definitely where the heart is, and your heart, of course, is in Mogamo. Don't try this, boy. Let me put my t-shirt where I'm supposed to put it.
All right.
Thank you for coming. Have a beautiful day.
Beautiful one too.
Do you read a lot?
I read a lot.
Okay. Charles Ebune did a report for us on reading and our reading culture. I'm going to be posing that report to you right now. Stay with us.
Okay.
To caution your mind, to clear fun with knowledge, for it is sunrise with spiritual and information-based desires.
If you are religiously inclined, in a relaxed mode, you contact or go in touch with God. You start with your Bible, read your Bible, read certain verses, and then you go to singing, maybe from your church hymnary or ordinary singing per se. And in many occasions, people want to relax with what makes the news. So they have to buy newspapers. At times when you are taking your breakfast, you go through the newspapers to see what has come up in the newspapers, what is happening, the events that are going on around the country and then in the world. That is how one would want to start. On many occasions, many people want to start their day. And in the case of students who are working or taking aspects around academics and doing research, after such a start with maybe a newspaper, they have now to go to the library where they would want to begin their day with whatever they want to do in their research.
The book of the daily life unfolds like the chapters in it. Any cross-reading may hamper their understanding, and the outcome is certain.
After a very busy day or after maybe a working hours, I think, again, it's like starting the morning. You either go for a good magazine or go for the newspapers, and those will help you to get a relaxed mood to move into bed. And I would not say you should move into maybe reading an academic book or a book on research or anything of the sort. That more or less keeps you very tense. So I would say you end your day with a good newspaper, a good magazine, and if you're a Christian or a Muslim, you go for your Bible, read some verses before you go into bed.
This is just an example of books avoided for a morning reading, encyclopedia and other reference works, although there is a category read at any time. We call them the queen of the reading world, inspirational texts like these ones.
Inspirational books actually will go more with the youth and even adults. I think you will not say inspirational books should be read at a particular time. I mean, it's something everyone wants to get inspiration, and you should be able to get inspirational books at all times so that you should be on top. It's one of the worst things to see that one is stressed up, one is depressed, and so on. If those aspects start coming in, then you are a loser. So in it all, in my own opinion, inspirational books should be what one should keep as in close contact. You should read them as many times as possible, and whenever you have the opportunity. You shouldn't leave inspirational books away from you. They are just part of keeping you intact, keeping you warm, and keeping you going.
Each designer knows how to think for his finished product, and so is the human being, who remains dynamic and so can be out of established standards, even for the reading culture. Well, life is a world of choices.
Actually, I like, what I love is philosophy, yes. Especially philosophy of social sciences, because I'm a philosophy student, especially in the domain of ethics, bioethics. Yes, I love it because generally when we look at human dignity, it is always tampered with in the ethical domain, in the social domain. So I would like to investigate into this domain so that I can come up with solutions. Yeah.
Well, I would say I like reading horror books. Horror per se, not really. People will look at it from a different perspective, but I read it, that aspect of horror. While reading them, I get a lot of things. I don't only look at the horror part of it, I build vocabulary, I learn from the experiences. That's just it, and I do that at free time. I just pick one of it to read stories, not just books, magazines, and I just like reading that part.
To build the brain of children remains special, even with the kind of books their intellect consumes at a tender age. And the holiday period adds pressure to parents to exercise more parental control.
By the time a child is already taking his breakfast and maybe has to go to the library or read at home, it's always good for a child to start with easy readers which are relaxing and not anything that would push him very tight into the curriculum, especially during the holidays like this. We advise that parents should give their children the opportunity to have books that will give them a broad spectrum in terms of what is happening, maybe adventure books, maybe books which are creative and so on, which would open up the child's mind, which will give the child an opportunity to get vocabulary that would be able to put that child in a very high pedestal per se.
Yes, reading is fun, but it is also food, and knowing when to eat can help in building a normal body construct.
As a librarian, I would advise people to get a structure of the day or a structure in life. What do I have to do at each period of the day, and what do I need to read at which period of the day, so that once you have all of this together, I think on many occasions you find your day flowing very well, and then you have a life which is full of pomp and pedantry per se.
Clearly, you can now move your eyes off the pages, for the sunset is soon, since everything has a time.
Beautiful guide there to reading in case you are one of these persons who read a lot. You want to know that there are times to read and there are books to read at particular times of the day. Now let's quickly look at what the students of the Advanced School of Mass Communication here in Yaoundé, they call it ASMAC, will be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 14th of February. Stop, just that. No, it's the 14th of February. Now let's talk about ASMAC. And Tanzanian Cynthia is here. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
On a day like that, when the world is talking about other things, what are students like you doing?
Actually, even though the world is talking about other things, there are other aspects that characterize that day, which is sexually transmittable diseases.
Good job. Tell me about it.
Actually, in ASMAC, we've decided to talk about sexually transmissible diseases during this Youth Week, especially Valentine's Day, because the students sometimes go astray, they move out having some sexual intercourse with people without really getting protected, because they are not really informed about the situation out there. So we, the students of ASMAC, especially the advertisement department, thought it wise to organize this conference that is going to educate the students and other institutions that communicate on sexually transmissible diseases, so that they can be alert that the disease is really dangerous today.
The theme of your activity is the evolution of social communication in Cameroon, with the case study on communication around sexually transmissible diseases.
Yes.
Okay. Who are you inviting?
We are inviting ACMS, and then we are going to invite a lady, a talented lady who is going to speak to us about that. We are also going to invite la Comité National de Lutte contre le Sida, and Dr. Loni Ekali is going to be our guest speaker. We also need to talk about sociology. How do people perceive social communication in Cameroon? How people perceive communication around HIV/AIDS? So we are going to invite Professor Leka Esomba, I'm sorry, he's around Metro of Conference in Yaoundé 1, because he's going to really come and speak to us about how people are perceiving the communication around STDs. Apart from that, we are also going to invite the International Reference Center, Chantabia, and Dr. Thomas Anana is going to be there to speak to us about the research they have found around that.
I need to come in and say thank you so much. Well, it's 7 o'clock. That's the time when we talk. We move from a Tazanyoi to a Vemnyoi. You see where I'm going to, right? It's the time when we update you on news in the country. Emanuela Vemnyoi is right here, and just a short transition, and then you'll meet her. I'll meet you behind the news. Thank you, dear. Bye. Okay, where is the sun?
Good morning to you all watching us from Cameroon and beyond. Welcome to our 7 a.m. edition. We're broadcasting live from Yaoundé, Cameroon. 1,000 computers of the Paul Biya Higher Education Vision will be distributed as from tomorrow to university students in Boya, Bamenda, Chang and Douala. This comes after the arrival into the country of 50,000 more of the second batch of the laptops. The new arrival was welcomed at the Nsimalen International Airport by the Minister of Higher Education, Jacques Famdongo. Elvis Dike completes that story.
As night fell on Yaoundé, this 52nd Youth Day, the Ethiopian cargo plane carrying 50,000 PBHEV laptops anchored at the Yaoundé Small International Airport. The latest arrivals complete the second batch with an equivalent number that arrived 2 days earlier. The Minister of Higher Education, Chancellor of Academic Orders, Professor Jacques Famdongo, who received the presidential gift to university students, announced that distribution begins immediately.
On Wednesday, the 14th of February 2018, it will be in Douala at 10 a.m. and in the University of Boya at 2 p.m. Thereafter, on the 16th of February 2018, it will be in the University of Chang at 10 a.m. and in the University of Bamenda at 2 p.m.
The Higher Education Board assured duly registered students who enrolled biometrically to patiently wait for their gift offered by the head of state to enhance research and patriotic use of the cyberspace in their respective universities.
Wherever we live in Cameroon, it's our country, all of us. We have rights just as you have your own rights. I don't think there's any fear as far as security issues are concerned.
So far, 180,000 computers have already arrived Cameroon for distribution in the universities of Yaoundé 1, Yaoundé 2, Bamenda, Boya and Chang. The third consignment, which is expected in the country by May 2018, will be distributed to students of the universities of Ngaoundéré, Marwa and other specialized institutions.
Cameroon has been ranked first among 35 African countries at the 2017 Africa Code Week competition for training over 390,000 young people in information and communication technologies, ICTs. A prize was recently awarded to the Minister of Secondary Education, Jean-Ernest Massenangali Bibihe, during a ceremony at the Hilton Hotel, as you tell us, Yoti Kaleli Songe.
His task was to provide youths with information and communication tools and train them to be familiar with the digital world. This, the Secondary Education Minister, Jean-Ernest Massenangali Bibihe, did, an effort which has paid off, with Cameroon occupying the first position during the third edition of the Pan-African Initiative of Digital Education, dubbed Africa Code Week.
Cameroon finished first at this Africa Code Week competition, and we've been able to train over 390,000 young Cameroonians here, and over 1,720 teachers as well.
The award equally recognizes the quality of Cameroon's system of education.
Being the first among 35 countries in Africa symbolizes the recognition of our education system as able to mobilize the teachers for training skills in computer science.
After Morocco, 2 years now is Cameroon. That is the proof that all the policy of the head of state to make our youth a part of the numeric transformation is something that can happen.
Bikeche Kelly was top amongst the 5 winners from Cameroon thanks to her Scratch project on multiculturalism. The Africa Code Week is aimed at developing children's skills in computer coding and programming needed to succeed in the digital world.
Today is being observed as World Radio Day. It portrays the importance of this traditional tool of communication that touches listeners directly in their different ways, and the theme chosen for this edition is radio and sports. In line with this, CRTV, leader in audiovisual in Cameroon, is opening its doors to the public as from today for 1 week. Elsewhere, the board chair of the Cameroon General Certificate of Education Board, the GCE board, Professor Ivo Leke Tambo, will take up office today. The installation ceremony, to be chaired by Secondary Education Minister, takes place in Boya. We have details of our day's agenda with Natasha Lehman.
The annual meeting of the Central and Decentralized Services of the National Institute of Statistics begins today at the Yaoundé Conference Center. It will be organized on the theme Amelioration of the National Institute of Statistics, Stakes and Challenges. Meanwhile, the ambassador of the State of Israel to Cameroon, His Excellency Ran Gidor, will as from 9 a.m. preside over a press briefing on the state of bilateral relations between Cameroon and Israel. The press briefing is intended to present a balanced sheet of the fruitful bilateral relations between the two countries. This will be at the Israeli Embassy in Yaoundé. The Forestry and Rural Development Agency, known as FODEL, organizes a press conference as from 10 a.m. to present the results of the evaluation on the level and stakes of corruption of the forestry and wildlife sector in Cameroon. This will be at Jega Hotel.
We now take you over to the northwest region, where an uneasy calm reigns in the locality of Batibo in that part of the country following the kidnapping of its divisional officer Namata Diteng Joseph. The senior divisional officer or the divisional officer of the area, the senior divisional officer of the area is assuring that government is taking all measures for his retrieval. We have details of this story with Ngoninge Swaiboshari.
The eerie atmosphere and the deserted streets that greeted us upon our arrival in Batibo was a clear indication that all was not well in the town. This could not have been otherwise, given that the whereabouts of the divisional officer of Batibo, Namata Diteng Joseph, is still unknown after his abduction on February 11 by unidentified gunmen. At the Dio's residence, it is a feeling of anxiety and uncertainty that grip his family members.
God, wherever he is, let him be safe. In the hands of his enemies, let his enemies become his friends. Whatever is happening, take care of him. Let nothing happen to him. I am pleading with them, wherever they are, let them tell us what they want.
She also recounts how it all happened.
At about 8 o'clock in the morning, we heard gunshots, and I rushed to the room to alert him that when I got to the room, he was not there. I asked the gendarmes who were around the house. They told me he went out with his driver.
At the Batibo subdivisional office, it was graveyard silence, with the doors of the offices sealed. For security reasons, we were not allowed access to the Batibo ceremonial ground where the unfortunate incident occurred. Meanwhile, the senior divisional officer of Momo, Absalom Mononowoloa, has called for calm, assuring that all is being done to find the kidnapped Dio.
We've organized a search with all the security forces that are at our disposal and the reinforcement that the governor and the regional security had sent to us to organize the search. And we want to be grateful to the population that has already started indicating to us and providing us with their assistance in the search.
It should be recalled that Namata Diteng Joseph took service as Dio of Batibo on the 21st of September 2017, coming from Venga subdivision in the South region.
Now talk sports. We now talk sports at the end of this newscast to see Unisport of Bafang has defeated AS of Fortuna by 2-1 in a delayed day one fixture of the MTN Elite One Championship. This comes after the opener of the 2018 Professional Football League in Limbe last Sunday. Baldwin Sama has the highlights of yesterday's encounter.
For their first match in the Elite One Football Championship, players of AS Fortuna of Yaoundé, here in red, failed to solve the Unisport of Bafang equation, here in yellow. AS Fortuna, playing at home, almost opened scores at the 25th minute with this opportunity that was squandered. 2 minutes later, Georges Belamo of Unisport of Bafang from a free kick came in with this powerful header to score the opener. With a 1-0 lead, Unisport of Bafang mounted pressure that paid off 1 minute later as Cedric Mbaga, in a similar move, increased tally for Unisport of Bafang. Both teams went on recess with a 2-0 lead for Unisport. Upon resumption for the second half, AS Fortuna came in determined not only to reduce tally but to equalize. All their attempts were in vain as no goal was scored during the second half of the match.
I'm very happy because it's our ever first start of the competition that we have won. So I'm very happy and impressed for our performance, and I hope we keep on working for the best future.
For the other results, Young Sports Academy of Bamenda played a virgin draw with Yaoundé 2. Dragon of Yaoundé defeated UMS of Loum 1-0. Stade Rennais of Melon whitewashed Union of Douala 4-1. Bambutus from Buda defeated Aigle of Lamenoa 2-0. Meanwhile, Coton Sport of Gawa played a 2-2 draw with Fauveau of Baham.
And that report by Baldwin Sama puts an end to this edition of the 7 a.m. news. I should be back tomorrow, everything being equal. Until then, continue enjoying the ride with Pochitamba in Hello Cameroon.
It's definitely Hello Cameroon, and we're opening the second, should I say the second hour of the show. Thank you so much, Emanuela Vemnu, the lady whose name is a blessing to whoever is listening or watching. Just find out from Kimbo people what Vemnu means before you attack me. It's not what she's saying. It's just, I'm just translating for you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you very much.
And I'll be looking forward to seeing you again on Thursday.
Thursday.
Meantime, though, let's send her off with this song. It's so spunky. Put out knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. When life hits you and you find yourself on the floor, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can stand up. It's a song about gossip, and they call themselves Double H. It's so new. It's like, you know those banknotes that just come out and they call them Krakang? This one is Krakang. Just enjoy.
It's double. No matter what you do, people keep talking back about you, my brother. No matter where you go, people keep talking back about you. Cause life na wire, oh. You get to the push mo. La vie c'est dur. Mais on va pousser, oh. You talking about me, cause you wanna know my offer. Live on a turn by turn, you know, no day your star will shine on. I'm living in her life, and many people keep talking about my life. I'm not a loser, I know one day my star will shine on.
We live like now, so not back to back. Anything you wanna say, take it hard to hard. They say then say who say oh no. My life so straight, no play. With the work so hard, no Chris, no gossip. I say think first. With the talk I they go. That one I am man no wow. From nothing to something, from grass to grace. See in the games are the game of fame.
No matter what you do, people keep talking back about you, my brother. No matter where you go, people keep talking back about you. Cause life is na wire, oh. You get to the push mo. La vie c'est dur. Mais on va pousser, oh. I'm born, I keep on hustling to win. My music is my work, I know I'll make it one day. But tell the people make una leave me alone. I talk people. people make una leave me alone. Oh. I'm just a hustler trying to make my life better. Oh.
You do more than talk more. Never give up. I say not the method.
No matter what you do, people keep talking back about you, my brother. No matter where you go, people keep talking back about you. Cause life in a wire, oh. You get to the pusher more. La vie c'est dur. Mais on va pousser, oh.
You feeling my life wanna get there? All of my niggas are wanted. I'm feeling so bad, it's badder. I'm balling, my niggas not talking. We are topping the chart. We coming so soon, we are harder. Like badder.
I get up in the morning, riding sunshine, trying to make a life better for me. But enemies all around, they're breaking me down, they're cracking me down for no good. Ain't no why you keep on pulling me down, bro, down. Tell me, ain't no why you keep on pulling me down, sister. Tell me, life not turn by turn, I'm gonna make it in love for real. Let's feel it, let's make it alive, it's feeling. No matter what you do, people keep talking back about you, my brother. No matter where you go, people keep talking back about you. Cause life in a wire, oh. You get to the pusher more. La vie c'est dur. Mais on va pousser, oh.
No matter what you do, you know, you just need to keep pushing. And as I did quote at the beginning of that song, the group that put out this song said, if life hits you down, try to fall on your back. Because as long as you can look up and see, you can actually stand back up. Now, I want to use that song to say happy birthday to a few persons. It's also Tita Bandong Eric who is using that song to say happy birthday to the sister. She's called Yebit Nadia. Happy birthday to you, Nadia. I want to say happy birthday once again to Rose Leke, Professor Rose Leke. Happy birthday to you, Mom. May you continue to age with glow and age like wine. You know, like the highest quality of wine. May you glow and shine like that always. Happy birthday to Emmanuel Mukrongo, to Daniel Kulu, and to Haruna Mohamadu. You know what we say. If today is your birthday, and I'll keep repeating it for your birthday because it's each day that is your birthday, it is your day. So on this your day, make sure you grab it and make it in your own colors. Paint it in your own colors. Run with it the way you want. Because at midnight, another person will just pick it from you and it will be gone. You have to wait next year. Happy birthday. Make it fun. Enjoy. And definitely let it be your day in your terms. Good morning.
Good morning, Pochi.
How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Morning, Summer. Today you're here, so we'll look at what is trending in the newspapers.
Yes,
okay.
And we begin our press review this morning with Cameroon Tribune that talks about President Paul Biya's address to youth on the occasion of the 52nd edition of the National Youth Day celebrated last weekend. And in this edition of its publication, it talks about the president's key address, saying that the president urged the youths to participate in forging their destiny as leaders of this country. But the paper gives us details of the head of state's address to youth, but lays emphasis on some key points raised by President Paul Biya during his address to the youths last weekend on Saturday, 10th of February 2018. And what are some of the recommendations from President Paul Biya in his speech to these youths? The examples they must emulate. Get a copy of today's edition of our lone bilingual daily, Cameroon Tribune. We stay with that same paper to talk about a different story. It still has to do with the President of the Republic. This time we talk about the arrival of the second consignment of presidential laptops made available for university students in Cameroon. The second consignment, 50,000 computers already in Cameroon and will be distributed in the universities of Douala and Boya tomorrow, Wednesday, 14th February 2018, and the universities of Chang and Bamenda on Friday, February 16, 2018, by the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famendongo. Get details of the arrival of these laptops and how they will be distributed to meritorious students in these state universities on Wednesday and on Friday in this edition of Cameroon Tribune, published this Tuesday morning. We leave that paper to talk about mutation that takes us to the northwest and southwest regions of the country. The divisional officer, one divisional officer kidnapped, plus 3 gendarmes killed and 23 assailants shot down. The details of last weekend's celebration of National Youth Day in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. The paper paints a picture as to what was obtained, especially in Batibo, when the divisional officer for Batibo, Joseph Namata, was kidnapped, and some 3 gendarmes killed in Manfe in the southwest region of Cameroon, with 23 other assailants shot down. Get more in the latest edition of Mutation that paves the way for us to talk about the latest edition of Le Jour. A similar story published in this edition of the paper, talking about the Anglophone crisis that escalates. The paper says that talks about the deal for Batibo was kidnapped last weekend by unidentified individuals so far, and also informs us this morning that the unfortunate incident of last weekend left so many persons quite worried in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. What exactly has been done and what will be done in the days ahead as far as the search for the divisional officer for Batibo is concerned? Read that in the latest edition of Le Jour. We talk about Eden. Eden published this Tuesday morning talks about the 2018 Youth Day like it has never been the case in 52 years in Cameroon. What does it say? It says that over 3 persons killed in Kembong in Manu Division, southwest region of Cameroon. That was last weekend. Batibo divisional officer abducted by kidnapped by unidentified individuals. Military trash Bamenda teachers over there in the northwest region of Cameroon. An uneasy calm and a low-key celebration in the 2 English-speaking regions of the country. What exactly happened in the northwest and southwest regions, in the nooks and crannies of these 2 English-speaking regions? Get the details in the latest edition of Eden, published this morning. It paves the way for us to talk about the Sun that talks about a similar story. Almost all papers talk about the deal for Batibo. Joseph Namata was kidnapped on the 11th of February, last Sunday, in Batibo, Momo Division, northwest region of Cameroon. The paper says some Bazunian fighters claim responsibility for that act in that part of the country, and the deal was last seen in the early hours of Sunday, the 11th of February, 2018. The reactions of some of the family members of the kidnapped divisional officer, some of his colleagues, and measures taken so far as the search of the divisional officer for Batibo is concerned in this edition of the Sun, published this morning. The Guardian Post still talking about the 11th of February celebrations in the 2 English-speaking regions of Cameroon, says that Anglophone crisis, 11th February of blood and tears in Manu Division and Momo Division, Manu in the southwest region and Momo in the northwest region of Cameroon. The paper says 3 gendarmes killed in Kembong village in Manu Division of the southwest region of Cameroon. Meanwhile, in Momo Division of the northwest region of Cameroon, precisely in Batibo, the divisional officer was kidnapped by unidentified individuals. The latest edition for Media Africa, a newborn baby in the print media world in Cameroon. Media Africa takes us back to the head of state's address to youths on the occasion of the 52nd edition of the National Youth Day. What the youth must retain from President Paul Biya's speech on the eve of National Youth Day. Paper talks about some of the key points raised by President Paul Biya and what the youth must retain. And also in this edition of Media Africa, it has this exclusive interview with Magistrate Esombe, one of those appointed by President Paul Biya last week, some part of member of the Constitutional Council in Cameroon. And in this exclusive interview in Media Africa, Magistrate Esombe says the Constitutional Council has come at the right time. Read the details of that interview in the latest edition of Media Africa. As we end our press review this morning with the latest edition of the Median. The Median says, to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Dr. Endele's son elected as king of Boya, the paramount ruler of Boya, who is Prince Robert Esuka Indile, elected as the paramount ruler of Boya, how and why he won the hearts of the kingmakers in the southwest, in Fako Division, southwest region of Cameroon, and why Chief Justice Indele's son lost the battle. Get a copy of the latest edition of the Median and know more about the new prince or the new king of the Bakuris in Fako Division of the southwest region of Cameroon. We always encourage our viewers to go to the newspaper kiosk and buy these papers, read, and know more about their country.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Bodwin Sama, for being with us again this morning.
You're welcome, Pochi.
I'm going to wish you a beautiful day.
A better one for you.
Are you the type who catches flying things?
I do. I am.
Let's try that. Okay. Have a beautiful day ahead. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday.
God willing.
Before you run away, though, tell me, where is home? Where the heart is or where the money is?
Where the heart is.
Tomorrow is 14th February. Maybe
where
that's why. Is. Okay, I've heard. Don't insist. It's all right. Have a beautiful day.
A better one for you,
No, not yet. Tomorrow, though, will you be watching some funny football encounter or you'll be 14th February?
I'm a sports reporter in CRTV. I work here, so tomorrow is Wednesday. I'll be working throughout the day, and later in the evening I'll be watching the football match, and later I come back and present the midnight news. So I'll be busy here in the office.
If I was called Edna, I'll have a problem, but my name is Pochi, so I don't have any problem. Have a beautiful day, brother.
Better one for you.
Right. Now, this is coming from Bang Robert Sam in Njinicom. He says, home is where money is. With money, you can make home anywhere. Okay, thank you. In fact, what do you think, you watching us? Our number is 66303-9233 in case you're new to our game. We're going to be having our legal slot in a short while. Just time for me to tease you a bit. Our main guest for today, his second name is Leadership. If you were in Boya in maybe 1999 upward, another thing that would define him is called ATCOM. If you weren't, I just want to say, if you've been open to news and you've been listening and watching everything that's passing around you, he's into new information technology. The last thing I'll say to tease you further is Junior Chamber International. If you still don't see what I'm talking about, give yourself a slap on the face. All right, no, don't. Let's make peace. Rather, let's go have this report, and then I will meet you behind that with Charles Ebune, with whom we'll be discovering or rediscovering an amazing and awesome personality. Stay with the Hello Cameroon.
In the Open Camp division of the West region, Baku subdivision, which is one of the 7 of the division, is peculiar.
Baku subdivision is sharing boundaries with the littoral region, mainly with Konjok and Normakombe subdivisions, and in the Kam division, and Barebakem in Mungo division in the south.
Its extremely hilly but fertile landscape accounts for the enclavement of its villages, where agriculture is the mainstay of the people. Thus, the disenclavement and development of the subdivision is no doubt the greatest priority.
C'est une commune qui est tellement enclavée.
Ours is a very enclave council. It has practically no infrastructure to help people make money by transporting their products to places where they can be sold. And if we don't disenclave the council, we shall be faced with financial difficulties.
Cette commune, on aura toujours des difficultés financières.
In a bid to encourage youth urban-rural exodus, the council put in place an agricultural project referred to as New Generation. It consists of renewing abandoned cocoa farms by youth common initiative groups.
Here in Baku, we are 65 young people who received that project to regenerate our cocoa plantations. And all council of Baku, all village, 11 village at Baku who received that project.
Disenclavement of the subdivision also entails the building of bridges. Only then can people feel the urge to return to their hometowns and settle. It is the greatest wish of local chiefs, like the one of Baku Fontinga, who complained that palaces have been abandoned to them alone.
Here in this palace, I need my people to come and settle around this palace, because the event that surrounds the independence of our country makes people to move from here and settle right up. I would like people to come back in the native area.
Having understood the realities of Baku subdivision, the authorities are relying heavily on youth agricultural entrepreneurship for its development.
For that report, now we're going to be looking at 23H, or it's our history moments on the program. At about this time each year, if you watch CRTV or you follow news, this particular day each year, there's one particular thing that keeps coming up. And Charles Ebune decided not to miss it. Good morning.
Good morning, Pochi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Today you're talking about the birthday of someone.
Brenda's father.
Or should I say Chantal's husband?
No, Chantal's husband.
Oh no, with love, you know, put some love to it and say Chantal. Okay, well, tell me about it.
Okay, let's go to the machines and discover the person we are talking about. And we are talking about President Paul Biya. And the images you will be seeing first were shot last February 10 at the presidential office in Yaoundé. And this is the former ex-seminarian of the Akono and Edea minor seminaries, who was born on a day like this back in 1933 in the then Center-South region of French Cameroon. Paul Biya Bivonder Bartholomew later studied at Lycée Leclerc in Yaoundé before moving to France in 1956 to pursue higher education, from where he had his first degrees and a diploma in public law and public administration from one of France's most celebrated schools of administration. In those days, it was called École d'Outre-mer. And in 1962, Paul Biya returned back in the country and was employed as senior official at the presidency of the Republic, if you like, chargé de mission at the presidency of the Republic. And by 1965, he had rose to the ranks of the Ministry of Education at the time, becoming its Secretary General when Aurélien Etekimbomwa was the Minister of Education. And by 1968, Paul Biya was equally the Director of Cabinet of that ministry and moved to become the first ever Minister of State Secretary General of the Presidency of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, at the same time as Director of Cabinet of the Federal Republic of Cameroon under Amadou Ahidjo. I should state that Paul Biya equally served as the chairman of the Constitutional Committee for the creation of the United Republic of Cameroon in 1972 and later became Prime Minister in 1975. And in 1979, following a constitutional amendment which brought the Prime Minister at the helm of succession in replacement of the House Speaker. And because of that, in 1982, when President Amadou Ahidjo resigned, Paul Biya became the president of Cameroon on November 6, following resignation on November 4. And Paul Biya is a winner of so many honoris causas, including that from the University of Maryland in 1986 in the United States of America, when he was visiting then U.S. President Ronald Reagan. And officially, I am told he has 3 children, wife Chantal Biya, and currently he's the president of the Republic of Cameroon. Everything that Ahidjo did, Paul Biya was always beside him.
Yes, in fact, when you look at some of those black and white photos, you'll see both of them together very often.
Sure. And the interesting issue about Biya is that he was Secretary General of Education. So for those who are handling educational files, he looks at them and this is not how I was handling them. When he looks at Minister Bilinga, he says, I used to be director of cabinet. When he looks at Philo Moyang, he tells him that I used to be prime minister.
Have a banana. And while you're at it, let me quickly read this message, because we're going to be transiting to, if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you wherever you are. And as we see on the program, grab the day and make it yours. We'll be transiting to another person.
Sure.
Of a lot of great value, I should say.
Sure.
But just this message that I want to read. We're asking you to comment. Where is home? Is it where the heart is, or it's where the money is? And the men are not, they're not beating about the bush this morning. You know? They say, hello, good morning to all of you. Home is where the money is. And my name, in case you're wondering, is Emmanuel from Mendong. Yes. Ah, Emmanuel, thank you. Did you say home is where
money is?
Why do you say that?
Pochi.
Simplify for us. No, grammar, step down. Just, yes.
Should I put it in pidgin?
Try it, bro.
Any place where money dey, all trouble they don't end. You go buy hat, buy all thing with money. New house you go construct and for day.
It is the Chinese version of the heart that you can buy with money.
No.
But we will not open that chapter. You know, the privilege I have is I can shut him up and then say my thing. So Charles, hold it, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
We're receiving somebody whose name you could have called him leadership.
Sure.
And you could also call him awesomeness for all the great things he's been doing for young persons.
Sure.
I received on this set some minutes back, a young man, if you're watching, the person who gave me this T-shirt, his name is Cyril Fanjong, and he said he was brought into this field of development, of working, of trying to develop where you come from by somebody called Roland Quement. In fact, Roland Quement does that for hundreds of young people, and he still does that. He's our guest today, but he's not only going to be talking about how he works to develop young persons. I think he's also going to be talking about his term as the first black president of the Junior Chamber International. Why am I speaking for you, Charles? Over to you.
Maybe we cue in Roland Quement with this video.
Hello, I'm Roland Quement, leadership coach and trainer. Most of the time, many people come to me and ask the question, what does it take to succeed in life? The question I always ask to them, what is success all about? In my humble opinion, succeeding is accomplishing our goals. Now, it takes what I call the 5 Ds to make it in life. Desire to succeed. How are we willing to make it in our life? The second D is the decision to implement our dream. The third D is discipline. Most of the time, we celebrate men and women that have made it, but there is a price to pay, and that price is a lot of sacrifice, hard work, getting up so early and going to bed so late. The fourth D is dedication. We must be passionate about what we want to accomplish. Fifth D is determination. Despite the planning, despite the discipline, sometimes we are going to have the impression that nothing is moving forward. But there's one advice: never give up. I wish you all an amazing success in your life. Roland Quement.
Heard. It happens to be at the tail end, but he hit it up. Charles.
Roland.
Should we say good morning? We'll finally
good morning. Welcome. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bocheri.
Everything.
How do you say good morning in your mother tongue?
Uzia.
Uzia. Uzia to all of you watching us on Hello Cameroon.
I'm sure that for you to compile that, you must have gone through a series of inspirational quotations and reading.
Yes.
Which are some of those your best tips that you like?
First, the document that really inspired me a lot is the Bible, the Holy Bible, and also the Quran. All documents that have been inspired. I mean, let me take the Bible. I'm a Christian. I practice my faith, and I'm very proud of my faith. When you read the Bible, you have the answers to all the problems. And if you look at my role model, which is Jesus Christ, you will see that he conquered the world without any weapon. I mean, he didn't have an army. He had no credential in terms of education, was not a PhD holder. But it's someone who was an amazing leader because he led by example. And most importantly, he spoke with a lot of hope. You know, why are we getting up every morning doing what we are doing despite the frustrations, despite the challenges? It's because there's something that gives meaning and purpose to our life. And for my case, I would say my children. And when I'm talking about children, the thousands of young people around the world that have decided to dedicate my life. Because when you are a blessing, you should be, when you are blessed, you should be a blessing to others.
Let's start probably by, how would you define yourself? Because when you go on speaking, there are a few persons out there who haven't had a chance to actually know who Roland is. Give us a little bit of the different face caps that you wear.
Okay, now, I think some 2 weeks ago, the question came in one of my seminars. I would define myself as a social entrepreneur. She knows, I know her. Ruby, she supported me as a student. I had a Sibe Cafe, and they were the people patronizing my business.
That was at the
GMC student, amazing, and yeah, the arrival of internet. And at that time, I think I defined myself as a social entrepreneur. What is a social entrepreneur? It's an entrepreneur, but that is not primarily looking for profit, but with a goal, a social goal. And at that time, our goal was to bring internet and IT nearer to the young people. Don't forget, she knows it. 1 hour, 1 minute at that time was 100 francs CFA. So 1 hour was 6,000 francs CFA. And to create an email address, you needed to pay 2,000 francs.
Exactly.
And you give us our password, you go, you come back after 1 week. So she knows the story.
That should be roughly 1999 after the president launched it at Lycée General Leclerc, the era of information technology. So, Roland, you have been in roughly 89 countries around the world, if I'm not wrong. 91. 91 countries. Yes. So from our last discussion, you have increased your... You have seen so many things. Why did you decide to stay in the leadership teaching world instead of entering politics, becoming a classroom teacher or a musician, a star like Stanley Eno and whatsoever? No,
I couldn't sing because I'm a poor singer. If I sing here, you guys, I think I'm going to close this television. But I dance. I try to dance. I love dancing. Okay. Now, let me say something so important because I think the goal of my presence here is also is primarily to inspire young people, to motivate them. Now, I always say, all of us who have a calling, there is an inner voice. We call him God. He speaks to us. And when you discover your mission, then you are going to be the happiest person on earth. So I started my career. I graduated at the age of 21. At 23, I was country manager of an airline company in Equatorial Guinea. At 25, I resigned. I had 1 year to study I understood that internet or IT was the future. So after going around Cameroon to look where I could open my organization, I chose Buea because university city, but closer to Douala, the economic capital. Now I discovered my passion.
Silicon Mountain has not betrayed your ambition.
I'm very proud to say I'm one of the founders and one of the person that helped the Churchill and all the guys. I'm so proud of them, but it took a whole process. Now, let me tell you, you do what you are passionate at. And I had that calling, that voice. It was not, I resigned. I mean, I didn't lose my job. This is a true story. Okay. I resigned because I wanted to be a social entrepreneur. I knew that by earning the money I was earning. Now, I want to also say this clearly. By resigning, I had more than 9 years where I couldn't match the revenue that I had when I was working in a corporate world. I don't know if you are getting me. It took me more than 9 years to even try, so I was poorer. But I was the happiest person. My parents are there, they can testify, and today you can. Because I wanted to create an impact. I wanted to impact the life of other people by IT. Then later on now, move on leadership. So again, what motivates me to do what I'm doing is because it's a calling. It's a vocation. If you ask me to do it, I will still do it.
You probably have some tips, some quotations you like, and I would like our producer to put that on the screen. I see this video of a donkey or of a horse running away. Why did you decide to choose such quotations? Mother Teresa, the Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama. What kind of service do they give to you?
You know, I deal on andragogy. Andragogy
is one of them.
Yes, okay. Do everything with a good heart and expect nothing in return, and you will never be disappointed, because human being by definition is ungrateful. When Jesus healed 10 lepers, how many came and said thank you? 1. So what does it mean, Charlie? It means that if it is in your DNA to be a good person, please just be doing it. Don't expect anything. you'll be frustrated. I didn't know that one of the guests on the program will be a young person that 4 years ago I helped him. And today he came, and he was surprised when I was coming in. I didn't know. So sometimes, if it is in your DNA to create impact.
Yeah, that's another quote from Mother Teresa.
Yeah. Okay, it is very easy to give example, but it is more important to become an example. Yeah, leadership. You know, you can make all the speeches. You can give all the direction. But what is important is that you should lead by example. You should show the example. And we can see with children. You have kids in the house, don't touch the banana. Don't do this. Don't watch the television. Don't smoke. Don't drink. But if you are doing it, I'm sorry. The percentage
will
not go through because they are watching at us. So leadership is leading by example. That's what the quote means.
Can I ask you, maybe we'll just let the pictures of the quotes to roll, but I want to ask you, you've been in this for a long time.
Yes.
How do you evaluate yourself? Are you satisfied? Are there things you're proud of, or as well, are there things you wish?
As a human being, we are all working construction. I'm far from being perfect. I'm not God, by the way. But again, do you think I'm happy with what I'm doing? Yes, because it's part of my passion. Yeah. Now, if I look at the statistic, every year I have thousands of young people direct training, because we have the Leadership Academy, which is 100 young people out of 1,000 that apply in Ombe for 1 week. Then we have the forum on CSR and volunteerism, where we have sometimes 1,000 to 1,500 young people. These are totally free. Why? Because I strongly believe that Africa, we are sitting on gold and diamond. But unfortunately, our mindset, you know, look what we eat. I'm happy that I'm seeing fruit. Do you know for the past 20 years, my breakfast is Kwakoko Bible and Toleti. So
the traditional meal of the Bakweri,
because I since 20 years.
The new chief of Boya should be very proud of you.
I'm very proud of that city, legendary hospitality, kind people, nice people. And the question she asked during the program, home for me is where your heart is, and for me, home is Boya. Now, let me be very clear. It is important that as Africans, that we focus more on our culture. We cannot build the development putting culture aside. When I say my breakfast is Kwakoko Bible and Toleti, you will see that it's less than 150 francs, because Kwakoko Bible is 100.
It's 100, the Toleti
now, if I was in Yaoundé here, it would be the bobolo. You know, Atangana, those big, with egusi pudding or with granite. So if we do it, it takes us less than 5 years, this country become paradise, because we must consume what we produce. And we produce what we consume. And
definitely it's healthier. I mean, Kwakoko, they call it Bible because it has everything inside.
Look at me. Do you think?
No, I mean, no doubt about that. And also it fits the brain, because that's how you build an achiever.
Yeah. So when you discuss with young people, you meet presidents. In this your forum, you were the pioneer Black African to be the president of Junior Chambers International. You are the CEO of Go Ahead Africa. When you discuss with young people, you meet with leaders. What do you source from them, and how do you transmit that message to policymakers that you meet?
Now, let me be very clear. These are two target populations. When I was this year president, as you said, I met more than 27 world leaders. Now, when I'm with them, I do advocacy. Don't forget, it's important for us to respect our parents. And even in the African tradition, we don't joke with the parents. It's so important. So the way I will speak to them, I will do more advocacy. I mean, as in a family, I will tell them, look, young people need more visibility. Young people need, their voice needs to be heard. We need to associate. One of the presidents that I'm so happy, and I've met many times, who also gave me the opportunity to advise his country, is President Kagame, Rwanda. Now, he did two things that is crucial. People should understand, because Africa can make it. Today, Rwanda is paradise. Now, let me tell you, he did two things. He gave a lot of, he empowered young people. If you see the average age of key positions, now, why do you think you are up at this time? You slept at which time? And you are, because you are young people. I'm sorry. At a certain age, you cannot, because the body cannot. So it is important to empower young people, give them responsibility. Now, they all are there for wisdom, for advice. The second thing he did, he gave a lot of position and responsibility to women. Let me tell you, women are born leaders.
Rwanda has the best record of female representation in the world. I'm sorry,
you see, they will not steal like men.
I'm just going to shut up and then allow Roland to speak for us.
They will not steal like men. They have got giving talent. You know, a woman who have 9 months, you know, with a pregnancy, she will work, she will prepare food at home, she will help the husband, I mean, I don't know how to describe. God created them so special. And we need to use that. Africa has been going away of that. If I take my case, I'm who I am thanks to my mother. She got married at the age of 14, gave birth to me at the age of 15, gave birth to 10 children. I saw how this lady will get up at 4 a.m. for the performance beings and succeeded to train us. Spiritual value, today I'm a strong Catholic Christian thanks to my mother. Hardworking thanks to her. Generosity, I mean, you name the rest. And despite all that, she's there and all the rest. So if we trust women, we really give them more responsibility. I mean, I'm very serious on that. We forget all the speeches. I'm sure.
Invest in young persons and in women. That's what he said.
Maybe before you come in, Roland, you heard Mr. Bia on February 10, that young people should be good internet citizens, should be patriotic. You and I see the rubble on social media where people take videos from Cote d'Ivoire and say it was shot in Geremenduka or Mvomeka. I don't know whatsoever. When you see the way we manage social media, young people, we have about 3 million of them are in Cameroon. You guys of the internet world who advocate for it, how do you send that message across, the right one, to the grassroots? Because Mr. Bia is at the Unity Palace. He will not meet them. You are the ones who talk with the young people every day.
No, I think I'm very careful when we are condemning young people. You saw she received Cyril, and I'm so grateful. I don't know how he did an amazing platform like this, a guy from Batibode coming here. We need to do that for those who are positive. You are professional journalists. What is journalism all about? I don't want to give a lesson, but most of the time, we portray what is negative. If I watch the news, it's only bad, bad, bad. That's why you see, I've decided on social media, I have a lot of presence. What we call influencers. It's very important for us to be present. These young people, truly, they need to be coached. They need to be, sometimes they are desperate. If you see someone, because look how you are working a day. How many times are you on social media? And even when you are there to put something positive, because you get up. I can imagine to run this program, because I saw it since I started at 6. It means that you guys are here 5. When do you have time? I think the problem is that the young people are too idle. So it's important for the political leadership, to make sure that this, because idleness is horrible. Then it's also important to identify role models among young people that have made it true role models and support them so that they can continue to have a conversation. I was in Konsamba last week. 500 young people coming from the Mungo. Now, for your information, Konsamba was the test city from the 60s to the 70s. Airport, everything was the greatest city after Douala and Yaoundé. Today, Konsamba, we can't even rank it. Young people ran from the city. It's a dead city now. What happened? I told them that in leadership and in primary school, they taught us that you had 3 tenses: past, present, and future. We should do, but we don't know what it means. They are all linked in leadership. It is important for these young people and all young Africans to know their history. And I'm happy you gave the birthday of the president and show some images. It's so important that we know our history. Why? Because when we know our history, we will not reinvent the wheel. Many things have been done by young people before. And we are going to just tap from that experience of the history. When we know the history now, we understand the current challenges. Because things are just repeating themselves. The crisis
in 1982, we had the president at the age of 49. Maybe now we should produce one of 35 years.
Why not?
Okay.
Everything is possible now. So this history will help us to understand the current challenges, but it's not ending there. When you understand the current challenges, with the historical background, you can now anticipate and project on the future opportunities. So you see that young people on social media, I will take the positive side. I will see the Artisan, Alain Teff, Madiba Olivier, Monique, all those young people, they are present and positive. We should celebrate them.
Roland, when you talk, people who know you are only looking for your next dates and your next events.
Yes.
2018, how does it look like for you?
No, the good news is that finally my autobiography is ready.
Okay.
So it was produced by a group of young guys in Lyon. Now the only condition I gave them was that for the African market, I want that they are produced in Africa. That's the only thing that's waiting. The English version will be ready. So I've produced my autobiography, which is a way to tell my story. I mean, I hope it can inspire 1 to 2 persons that I grew up in Mutengene. I'm a Cham boy, a city that people said nothing good could come from there. But I think there are many other young people that have made it in Mutengene. And then secondly, my education background is so important to go to school. Very important. Very, very important to go to school. And the other aspect is that it's so important to be involved in association and community, that there are some skills that you will never have in school. Leadership is one of the skills that is a learning by doing process. You know, in the university, in the high school, you start to be a member of Club Journal, Club UNESCO, Club des Amis de la Nature, you know, reading debate club. All those clubs are very essential on building soft skills, because they are the triangle of success. The number one is that it's competency. Competency, I think you can have it in the school, workshops. Then you have knowledge. Knowledge is book reading, but what is so essential and that is lacking for the young people and Africans is the attitude. We have a loser. That's why when you were putting the slide, you saw the slide of the horse tied on a chair.
Tied on a chair.
Do you know that the strength of that horse, he can push it, but you know, in his mind, he's convinced that I can't do anything, and that's the problem of young people. When the president say go and register, it's a pity that young people don't go and register. That has been my message, because there's a Muslim saying that each community has leaders that they deserve. So do you think a university city, Chan, Boya, Ngaoundere, can have a mayor, a student? When they were still, I keep telling them that.
If they do
20,000, yes.
If they do vote. It's like with women. Sure. If the women decide that we want it, yes, they'll have it.
They'll have it.
You will not only go on your numbers, but you influence your sons and your daughters to go vote. So.
Roland is so inspiring that it's difficult to stop him.
Right?
Who inspires you?
I have said it.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. But in terms of human being, my mother and my late father. Now, I had a whole chapter in my auto, because people are like, Roland, you don't talk a lot about your father. Because an amazing, I wrote it, and I wrote it, I was inspired. This is a guy, a police guy, but a police instructor in police college in Mutengene. He worked there from 80 and retired in 1992. Now, he trained, when we're preparing his biography, he trained more than 15,000 police, because at that time there were 1,000 per year, sometimes 1,500. But let me tell you, when it was 5 years for a retirement, his former student wanted him to go to a commissariat, like to prepare. What does it mean? It means that he has to go to the road and be taking bribe. He said no. And I remember a lot of conversation, become the first son, the discussion with my mother, sometimes debate, hard debate. My mother would say, you know, your friends, they have built houses, you have done nothing. And he kept telling me, look, Roland, your mother goes to church every day. I go to church once a year. My father was doing once a year. But let me tell you something. You will see what you will become. Because all my career, 32 years as a police guy, I only trained, I taught. I never took 1 franc to someone. Now, when I see the level of blessings that my humble family, we have, I mean my junior aunt, we did nothing special. What did I do to be the first black world president of JCI? What did I do? Nothing special. Because now I understand my father that what we are doing today, I believe in the law of karma. If you want to go to the Buddhist, what we are doing, the impact will be terrible.
Or retributive justice,
if you like, to our kids. So what I'm gaining today is
do to others what you want others to do to you.
To you is the great job of my father. He was not known. Nobody knows him. Was inspector, died, retired, poor. But let me tell you, great value, hard work, discipline, and he was not corrupt.
They say surround yourself with positive values, and definitely they gravitate around you, and your environment remains positive.
What
do the opposite
statement
is the
would
same.
You separate us with?
I would quote the Bible.
A kind of a last word.
I think it's Roman 8. I'm not, which is very clear. If God is with you, who can be against you? It's an element of faith. Faith in yourself, faith in God first, faith in yourself, and faith in others. That's what have always helped me. And there's no faith, consistency faith, without hope. We should be hopeful, despite the challenges. Young guys, do not destroy your community. Do not kill. If you want change, let it be positive and peaceful change. And change is possible. And again,
like in Zimbabwe, nobody died.
Nobody died. Then I want just to send a word, because 20 years in Boya, I consider myself as an Anglophone in court. But let me tell you, it is so essential that each and every one of us, all the stakeholders, make sure that peace come back. There is no way we can have sustainable development if there is no peace. That's my prayer for my country.
Nobody wins. Thank you so much, Roland, for coming on the program. I wish you a wonderful 2018.
Thank you.
This is the time when Daniel Menanga storms into this studio to give you news. It's almost 8 o'clock. Just stay with us. I'll meet you behind that.
You know, there's a perfect woman with a perfect home, perfect husband, beautiful children.
We commend you for this party, Grace. 22 years in marriage, God has truly blessed you.
Oh, thank you, sister. Tina, your mom? Oh my God, your mom.
She looks good, smells good, and has the perfect job.
Was that your daughter that I saw?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she is so grown.
So you finally found your way home?
Yes, I have.
I organized all this for our 22nd anniversary. And this is the time you come back?
Did we talk about having a party?
Henry, it was supposed to be a surprise for you.
We have to leave the house.
What? You love your wife so much that you cannot leave her for anyone. So please, stop wasting my time.
Tessa, I love you. Can we go for lunch tomorrow?
Henry, whenever you do something nice, there's a catch.
What do you mean? No, just trying to make peace with you. That's all.
Okay.
Right.
Bonjour à tous, bienvenue aux 8h, mardi 13 février 2018. De bonnes nouvelles à l'ouverture de cette édition. Les COPS des universités de Douala et de Boya recevront dès demain leurs ordinateurs promis par le chef de l'État. Les 100 000 nouvelles machines réceptionnées ce week-end par le ministre de l'Enseignement supérieur viennent du deuxième contingent du lot d'ordinateurs. Les détails avec Elvis Mbimba.
C'était l'heure de pointe, dimanche soir, à Yaoundé-Simalène. C'est en début de soirée que l'avion cargo se pose sur le tarmac et trouve un espace pour livrer ses précieux contenus. 50 000 ordinateurs qui occupent pratiquement tout l'espace du cargo. Le ministre de l'Enseignement supérieur au rendez-vous. Comme depuis le premier jour, il salue l'équipage, inspecte les colis et lance les opérations.
Nous n'avons aucun problème, c'est la GP qui stocke au Biri, qui transporte jusqu'à Douala, Boya, Tchan et Bamenda, donc la sécurité est assurée.
La semaine qui commence va être très importante. L'acte 1 de la distribution s'était limité aux universités de la capitale. Pour cet acte 2, c'est un marathon de distribution que le ministre annonce.
J'irai moi-même mercredi, Douala, Boya, et vendredi, Tchan, Bamenda. Les enrôlements ont eu lieu et ça s'est très bien passé. Nous ne recevrons le don présidentiel que les étudiants qui seront au préalable enrôlés.
Boya et Douala en un seul jour ce mercredi, Tchan et Bamenda prendront le relais vendredi. Au ministère de l'Enseignement supérieur et dans les universités publiques, on travaille nuit et jour pour réussir cette phase de distribution dopée par la parole présidentielle.
Et ce don d'ordinateur du président de la République augmente sans contexte le nombre de Camerounais connectés au numérique et l'évolution. Cette évolution fait récolter au Cameroun des lauriers en concours en île Maurice. Le Cameroun est classé en tête sur 35 États en Afrique, sélectionnés parmi les pays africains les plus investis dans le secteur du numérique. Les détails avec Catherine Toulouelanga.
Le Cameroun sous le toit de l'Afrique.
Pour la deuxième fois, le pays de Paul Biya s'est illustré par la crédibilité de son système éducatif sur le plan international. Avec 390 000 jeunes formés à la programmation informatique, le Cameroun occupe la première place sur 35 pays dans le cadre de l'initiative panafricaine Africa Code Week. Le ministre des Enseignements secondaires reçoit le prix des mains de la SAPA.
Ce que nous recherchons, c'est à initier les jeunes le plus tôt possible, en fait, à la programmation informatique, ce qu'on appelle le coding. L'idée n'est pas d'en faire des experts en matière de programmation. L'idée, c'est de créer cette petite étincelle qui va déclencher une passion chez eux.
Une reconnaissance d'un travail de longue haleine abattu par l'ensemble des acteurs de l'éducation. En interne, les jeunes participants ont été soumis à un concours sur la programmation et c'est le jeune Asako qui remporte le premier prix grâce à une application de jeux vidéo.
Avec 2,5 millions d'élèves au secondaire, on est capable de faire plus que 390 000 élèves formés.
Cette initiative a été lancée par le président de la République de l'île Maurice du 18 au 25 octobre 2017. Parmi les pôles de mobilisation au Cameroun, la région de l'Ouest a été de toutes les démarches.
C'est le fruit de la grande mobilisation de son Excellence Ngalé Bibé, le ministre des Enseignements secondaires, qui avait fait le rappel de ses troupes. J'ai reçu à l'Ouest les jeunes venant des 10 régions. J'étais très heureuse d'accompagner ces jeunes.
Le Cameroun remporte donc la première place devant le Maroc, classé 2e, et le Ghana, 3e.
Et la célébration mondiale du 123e anniversaire de la radio sous le thème Sport et paix. Des journées portes ouvertes s'ouvriront à cet effet à la maison de la radio CRTV. À Boya, le ministre des Enseignements secondaires installe ce jour le président du conseil de direction du DCE Board, Aivo Leketambo. Les autres rendez-vous de l'actualité sont dans l'agenda que nous présente Barbara Padjama.
Conserver la ressource dont regorge le bassin du Congo. La question sera au centre d'un forum national de la conférence sur les écosystèmes des forêts denses et humides d'Afrique centrale, en abrégé CEFDAC. Cette rencontre de travail qui s'ouvre ce mardi 13 février dès 9h au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé va permettre aux différentes parties prenantes d'élire leurs nouveaux dirigeants et par la même occasion d'adopter une nouvelle feuille de route pour une meilleure utilisation des ressources forestières du bassin du Congo. Parallèlement, introspection à l'Institut national de la statistique qui organise dès ce 13 février 2018 et ce jusqu'au 14 février une réunion annuelle des responsables de ces services centraux et déconcentrés. Pendant 2 jours, depuis le Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé, le personnel de cet institut va discuter sur comment améliorer la performance de l'Institut national de la statistique et quels en seront les enjeux et les défis. Coopération bilatérale entre le Cameroun et Israël. Pour mieux faire connaître les réalisations nées de cette coopération, l'ambassade d'Israël au Cameroun convie la presse ce mardi dès 9h dans ses installations ici à Yaoundé pour un important point de presse visant à dérouler le bilan 2017 de la fructueuse coopération entre ces deux pays.
Cap sur le nord-ouest, les recherches se poursuivent pour retrouver le sous-préfet de l'arrondissement de Batibo, département de la Momo. Namata Joseph a été enlevé le 11 février dans sa circonscription alors qu'il se préparait à présider les manifestations de la fête de la jeunesse. Le point là-bas dans le nord-ouest avec Augustin Guizana.
Voici environ 6 mois que le sous-préfet venait d'être affecté à Batibo, dans la Momo, après Mvengue dans le sud. Alors qu'il s'apprêtait pour présider la cérémonie de la fête nationale de la jeunesse, il est pris à partie par ses ravisseurs. Des hommes armés et cagoulés selon les autorités administratives. Ces hommes-là ont balisé le terrain par des tirs d'armation et une série d'attaques contre les édifices publics la veille. Pour des raisons de sécurité, notre caméra n'est pas admise sur le terrain de l'incident.
Quand on appelle le colonel nous dit qu'il n'est pas avec mon mari, il est en train de le chercher parce qu'il a suivi qu'on l'a kidnappé.
Un incident qui rend les rues de Batibo désertes. Les boutiques sont même fermées. Seuls se tournent d'eau peut être aperçu.
Les services de sécurité et de renseignement ont trouvé la véhicule du sous-préfet brûlée dans l'environ d'un village dénommé Kouroukou. Et pour le moment, nous sommes avec tous les services de sécurité et de renseignement à la recherche effective et active du sous-préfet.
Depuis 24 heures, la patrouille ici fait le même exercice. Rechercher le sous-préfet de Batibo, toujours introuvable. Batibo, Augustin Guizana, SIA.
En sport, football, le championnat MTN Elite où on enregistre déjà 17 buts marqués à la première journée. Après le lancement dimanche dernier à Limbe, la saison se poursuit sur l'ensemble du territoire national. À Yaoundé, AS Fortuna, nouveau promu de la Ligue 1, rate son entrée. Défaite 0 but contre 2 par Unisport. Les détails de ce bilan de la première journée avec Évariste Eyenga.
Une rentrée des classes dans la douleur pour le bleu, AS Fortuna, ici en rouge, battu 2 buts à 0 par Unisport. Les raisons de la défaite?
On n'a pas été mature parce que je pense que ça c'est la maturité. On aurait dû marquer un but et tenir le score. Mais on a joué avec beaucoup de blagues, on n'a pas pris les actions au sérieux et ça a payé cash contre nous.
Le baptême du feu du nouveau promu a été plutôt brûlant. AS Fortuna n'a tenu que 20 minutes avant de craquer sous le pressing du club de l'Ouest. Ouverture du score, première manche de Georges Pellamo, reprenant un coup franc de la tête. Puis deuxième but sur tête croisée de Cédric Baga.
Je suis très satisfait avec les 3 points. Parce que chaque début est dur. Mais ça, c'est le début du championnat. Et je peux dire qu'on est arrivé ici à Yaoundé pour gagner le match et rentrer avec 3 points.
Unisport empoche les 3 points de la journée. Dragon aussi, vainqueur de UMS 1-0. Égalité à 2 buts entre Fouvou et Coton Sport. Score vierge entre Yon Sport et Yafoot. Nouvelle appellation de Yaoundé 2 formations. Aigle s'incline 0-2 face à Bamboutos. La bonne affaire de Stade Renard 4-1 devant Union de Douala. Les matchs Astre, Edding et New Star Colombe sont reportés à une date ultérieure. Prochaine journée, ce jeudi, un nouveau challenge pour les Bleus qui ont du mal à prendre leur marque.
C'est la fin du 8h. Merci de nous avoir suivis. L'info continue sur CRTV News à 12h. Ne manquez pas le grand rendez-vous du journal de la mi-journée avec Tony Nanyongo et Martine Nwandengue. En attendant, Hello Cameroon continues.
Indeed, ça continue ici sur la CRTV, bien sûr, avec Hello Cameroon. That's what we do, right? You speak some English, I speak some French. Have a beautiful day.
I'm trying. Thank you. You too.
Let's send off Daniel Menanga with this freestyle. It is a moment we invite you to look into yourself and find the star. These are, just stay with us. This is freestyle. One heavy mama seeking for the star within her. Just enjoy. Crystal, indeed. That's how we decided to see it on Hello Cameroon this morning. And I hope it did touch something in you, like something that shakes, something that moves. You need to find that part of you, that moves, that responds to music. While you're at it, though, we're asking you to comment on our talking page, on our talking points today, which is about where home is. Where is home for you? Is home where the heart is? That's what most people say. Or home is where the money is. Tell us. Our number, in case you're still new and I've been wondering why you're still new to this game, is 66303-9233. While you're at it, though, let's drink some milk, it seems. Mara, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
Looks like you've taken the slow lane this morning.
A little bit, but I'll try. You know, there's some
Get
days.
on the big lane.
There's some days like that, especially when you're a little under the weather.
Yeah.
But I'll be good because it's so boring not doing what you like to do.
Right. Okay. I'll be waiting for you on the big lane, though. But tell me about healthy eating.
All right. This morning we're looking at milk, the health benefits of milk, and even though some people accuse it of being too fatty, I only think that you go wrong and take the fatty lane when you over drink it or when you drink it at the wrong time. For example, if you take milk in the morning, you're using all of the energy the whole day to burn that out, to burn it down. And if you're taking milk just a few minutes about your bedtime, there is a little bit of a problem there. And because you don't have time to digest it and stuff like that, that's when it can become complicated. But for the general part of it, that you're having milk in the morning is good. Even in the afternoon at times, depending on the nature, it could be a milkshake, then it's really healthy. And then a lot of people add it as a staple to their diets. Yes, they have every reason to do that because of all the vitamins and the nutrients that are found in it. You have vitamin A, vitamin B12, vitamin D, you have calcium, you have selenium, you have proteins as well, and etc., etc. Milk deficiency, on the other hand, can cause you anemia, can cause you osteoporosis, and other related diseases, so you have to be extremely careful. I think it's no news as well that it's one of the most important sources of calcium for both adults and children, and because it simply has that ability to take care of the health, the maintenance, the repair, and the growth of the bones and the entire skeletal system. What if I say, Pochi, that if I say milk for a better heart health, does that make sense to you?
Please break it down.
All right. Milk for a better heart health. This is simply because all over the years we have always focused on the fact that it is calcium and that has to deal with the bones. But recently Japan has released research results that are stating and showing clearly that there is a direct correlation between daily intake of milk and the reduction of stroke and other cardiovascular diseases. They back this up by saying that the magnesium and the potassium in the milk contain vasodilators that reduces blood pressure, help the blood to flow right directly to the vital organs, and by so doing reduces the stress of the heart, because if the heart has to do that alone, you need to help it. It reduces the stress of the heart and gives a better functioning of the cardiovascular system. You could Google that up, Japan and research on milk, and then you will get more and more of that information. And then when we talk dental health, Alice, this is almost indispensable. You need to keep your teeth, your gums strong. And the best way to do this is drinking milk, yes. And it's also a way of protecting your enamel from acidity. Imagine you're having lemon all the time in your cup of tea because you don't want sugar. Maybe you're adding lemon to your green tea or whatever you're drinking. And you know that it comes with a lot of acids. We eat a lot. They say we should eat a lot of fruits.
Even if you're taking just oranges,
yes,
or
it has
a family of citrus fruits.
Good. They have a lot of acids. And so when you're eating healthy at the same time, you could be destroying some part, but milk is there to protect the enamel, spare you away from tooth decay, or decaying of your teeth as well, or weak gums or bleeding gums. What if I also tell you that it's possible to seek rehydration with milk?
That I didn't know, but and it's definitely interesting. Tell me about it.
This is it's simple. I'm not saying that if you're thirsty, you should drink milk. I'm saying that if you're in a situation where you need to rehydrate and there is no water immediately around you and there is milk, you could go for milk because it simply has enough water molecules that can also play the rehydration role and so give you that energy as well. And so it's also important that we try to have kids drink milk for energy, drink milk as beverages than soft drinks, because we're helping them as well to stay away from the tooth decay and issues like that. And what about milk for skincare?
I think I know that. I actually know people who say you should put milk on your skin, you know, to make it healthy.
Yes.
And some go as far as saying, instead of eating yogurt, rub it from your head down to your toes. And yeah, so tell me more about that.
Milk for skincare. I'll take you a little bit far back along the Nile River. We'll go to Egypt and look at Cleopatra. She's one woman that mythology and history has described her as the most beautiful in the world. And everybody says, and it's written, that recently I was watching some documentary on National Geography, and they found out, I think it's something that they had done long ago, but we realized that in one of her chambers in the palaces where it was dug up, there's a pot of honey somewhere like really big, and so they were confirming and saying that yeah, she really did it. And they said in a turb bath she will fill it with water and then she will add honey, and she took a bath like that every day, like twice, depending on how she felt. And so she was always beautiful, she was ever young. And then beauty experts around the world and medics have looked into that, and they found out that the lactic acid in milk actually takes away the dead cells and then rejuvenates your skin. It's like a rebirth, and so that's why you stay ever fresh. Remember the other day, Pochi, when we were talking about taking off your makeup, I said,
you could do it with milk.
Yes, you could do it with a warm glass of milk. Use your cotton and take it off. That's another thing that you can do, and it's so adorable. If you have issues, if you have dry skin, you could apply the milk on your skin and then allow it for like 15 minutes, and then you wash it off. And you can, I said, you could reduce the acidity level in your system by drinking a cold glass of milk. We could go milky like the whole day. We would not stop. It's just, and
it does taste good though. So for once, this good thing that doesn't taste like aloe vera or doesn't taste like
Don't add sugar to it because you're spoiling it. I know.
Thank you so much, Myra, for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
Would you want an orange or you want a banana?
I think I need vitamin C today.
Wow, great girl. All right, here you go. I'm not throwing it.
Thank you so much.
I know you're still trying to catch some energy. So
thank you.
Let me quickly read this message before going to the kitchen. It looks like we're going way out of this country to give you our cooking page today. It's with a lady called Therese.
Teresita.
This message is coming from another lady called Pauline. She's writing us from Baribo. She says, my take to our talking point today is that home is where the heart is. The heart represents love, and love is the greatest of all things. Women, you're so inspired. You know, you say these things and men they start shivering because tomorrow is the 14th of February. The way you put it, some people just start having fever. They're like, how will I survive the day of tomorrow?
But where is home for you? Because you're asking the whole world question. Let me ask you.
It took Myra to come put this trap in front of my door. Okay, where is home? Home is, for me, Pochi, home is where the heart is. Because as she says, love is the greatest of everything that you can have. If you have love, you could actually feel like you own Mount Cameroon. You own the jets that the president's ruling, and you own everything. Love makes a person own the world. So if you have love, you get the money. But I'm not blaming any of you who say love is where the home is where the door is.
It should be Dione.
That begins to sound like we'll talk about that later on though. But if you think home is where money is, there's a point there too. You need to earn money, okay, to survive. Let's not be ashamed of earning money. So that said,
for me, can I say something?
Yes, go on.
For me, it's just one phrase. After that, you guys can interpret it the way you want. For me, it's a long time ago that home moved from a place to a person.
Okay. All right. That is called understanding and comprehension. Did you do that in school? If you did that, Myra gave you some work. Now, though, while you are working on that, we are eating. This is Cooking with Therese. Stay with us.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Loco. Thank you, Lord. Oh, everything where I get now a blessing. I wanna see my mama proud in God. Oh, someday I cannot stop. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to the first episode of Cooking with Therese for 2018. Happy New Year. If you're like me, who indulged in not so healthy foods during the festive season, now is the time to take a step back back and make healthier choices. For this episode, we'll be talking about fruits. Fruits are a natural source of vitamins, minerals, fiber, amongst others. They are a healthier substitute to processed snacks and desserts. Now let's talk about some of the health benefits for the fruits that we'll be using for our Fruity Delight. We will start with apples. I love my apples because they are very low in calories. They are loaded with antioxidants, flavonoids, and high in dietary fiber. They help to reduce the risk of developing cancer, hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease. Cantaloupes are a good source of potassium, vitamin A, vitamin B, folate, as well as vitamin K, magnesium, and fiber. Pineapples are low in calories and are also a good source of vitamins, potassium, and fiber. They help with the general immune system, they strengthen bone health, they help with eye health, digestion, and also have anti-inflammatory benefits. Papaya, commonly known in Cameroon as pawpaw, lowers cholesterol, helps in weight loss, boosts your immunity, is good for diabetics, great for your eyes, protects against arthritis, improves digestion, and helps ease menstrual pain. Oranges are very low in calories and are a good source of fiber and vitamin C. They also help with appetite control, fight cancer, and are good for the eyes. Mangoes lower cholesterol, improve eye health, digestion, promote healthy sex, and boost the immune system. Kiwis are a good source of folate, vitamin E, vitamin K, vitamin C, and potassium. They reduce blood clotting and aid with digestion. In addition to healthy doses of iron and potassium, lemons also contain a significant amount of fiber and vitamins. They help with the immune system, keep cold and flu at bay, and also help with appetite control. We will be making a fruity bowl, which I call Fruity Delight. It is a mixture of Western and tropical fruits, which is good for desserts and snacks. Now it's time to cut our fruits in desirable sizes. I will do that off camera and return when I'm done. Our fruits have been cut into desirable sizes. Let's mix them together.
Oh Lord, je prie pour ceux qui me tapis dans l'ombre. The wrongs that I've done, sorry, for the wrongs that I've done, sorry, yeah. They want me to be God, I cannot be none but me.
Let's juice it up with some orange and lemon juice. I know some people use orange juice, but it's better to make your own juice from your natural oranges and lemons. Let's mix it up.
Thank you, Lord, oh, everything where I get now blessed.
I think we have our Fruity Delight. Let's come back and serve. We are all done. Today we made Fruity Delight. Let's take a closer look. Look at that colorful deliciousness. Remember, fruits are very rich in vitamins, minerals, and have a variety of health benefits. Remember to incorporate fruits in your diet. They are a healthy substitute to processed snacks and desserts. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Cooking with Therese, on Instagram at Cooking with Therese. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and support our non-for-profit organization, Wholesome Health Promotion. Thank you for watching this episode. Remember, eating healthy does not have to be boring. Bye-bye and see you next time.
Don't play with us, love. Don't play with us, love. No, no.
It sure doesn't need to be boring, Therese. Thank you so much for being part of the program today. It's a long journey, and we're counting on your presence for the other days, the other Halo days to come. Let me read some of your messages. Our talking point is hot today, and many of you have sent messages. We'll try to read all of them before the program ends at 9 o'clock. This is coming from Tastic Daniel in Bamenda. He says, home is a place where you feel safe, where you do the things you don't normally do, like eating rice and stew with bare hands, dance like no one is watching, and find peace of the mind. Home is where the heart is. It definitely turns us into poets, right? This talk about home, heart, and money. Well, hello, I think money has its place, and the home too, but the love for money is the root of evil. So I love my home. Ngwayi Eric in Agiati Bafut in the Northwest region. Thank you for sharing with us. Now let's go talk about the heart still, but in a different way. Tomorrow is the 14th of February, and even though a number of you are thinking of sitting in front of your television post to watch a funny football encounter, and others are planning to start their fasting for the Lenten season, it is the 14th of February. Is that day when people buy chocolate to offer, or they buy rose flowers, or they buy I don't know what, but it's definitely the day when they talk about love. Gwendolyn Egbe has a say here. We're going to have that report by Gwendolyn Egbe any moment from now, in which she's talking about the gifts and the issues that surround 14th of February. It's said to be Lovers' Day.
I am Kenye Momo, épouse Nje, Anne Celestine, a senior technician in agropastoral entrepreneurship. I've been trained through the program C2D AFOP under them, and then I've always, since my childhood, I've always been trying to know how to avoid waste, especially for this product. It came from the situation of cocoa farmers on the field. I noticed that there was a lot of losses. See this powder? It is what inspired me to produce this. I used to make natural peanuts, as everybody knows. I came to notice that with peanut there is a lot of oil, there is a lot of fat, there is a lot of complications. Some people will not digest it easily. Some people will take it and then take in weight. Then, considering my training on processing, I thought, and I can say by an inspiration from God, I just thought of making it like this. So basically I use cocoa. We all know the riches of cocoa. After this stage, which is cocoa butter, I straight use this powder to valorize sesame. Okay, you know that it is a very good cereal, but it is not always easy to consume because of heart odor. Then I thought of it, and I know the value of sesame. I know that it is very rich in calcium and proteins even. So I said, what can I do? And then I got the inspiration. I will proceed these plantain flour. These ones are biscuits. Plantain flour, then I mix, and then I come out with this one. I add ginger, as you see. I add ginger, I add moringa. I don't have moringa here, but I add all those ingredients for our caress, not to just be a charge to the body, but to be both a medicine and a food. Why a medicine? A medicine because it will help you. The cocoa in it will reduce the fat of the beans, either maize, groundnut, or even coconut. I still do it with coconut, even with I do it also with noisette, just to valorize. Then, taking the case of granules, this cocoa is there to reduce the fat contained in granite. Let us even know that granite fat is not so bad, it's not that bad. But for people that are watching over their weight, it is not good to overweight them and to let them lose what they really wanted to, I was telling you. Now, on the economic side, what do I gain by transforming this? If it is simple granite, we will sell it dearest 200 francs. But when I add this value, I sell this one 500 francs here. It is not just a good gain. But when people give me commands for dragé, what we call in French dragé, you know, these little parcels that people that get marriage offer to their invitees. Yes, we produce it. It is original, it is African, it valorizes our product compared to the dragés that they import. They are just amande plus sucre, glass, and then some colored. Whereas this one is 100% natural. What is the process? After processing all of this, I go through the oven. Can you imagine? And by now, I don't even have a good oven. I use that traditional, that artisanal oven. Meaning that by now, if I could have partners, if I could have some economics people, some people that can perceive the business behind it, we will have joined together, and then we spread the market in and out Cameroon, and then farmers will be happy. Let me tell you where my cocoa is from. I don't produce cocoa, even though I chair the producers. This cocoa is produced at Njenduan. Do you know Njenduan? At the northwest side of Mefuafamba, where I am from. We'll take the cocoa from Njenduan. I will go to Obala to process it. Then I come back to Yaoundé to terminate the process, then to sell. You see, only in the center region there is already a cluster. Because of that, people producing cocoa, they are very, very strict. They respect all what I give them. Because I told you I'm a technician. They respect all the protocols. While processing the cocoa butter, he also respects strictly the process. When I come to finish, I also respect the process, because as it is written there in French, from the farm to the table.
Consider it a transition from talk from cocoa and to talk about chocolate and other sweet things that you can offer on a Lover's Day to a person who is very dear to you. Well, that report is actually a first. It is the very first of what we're going to be calling man-made or handmade. That's the name of a page that Priscilla Loom is starting on Hello Cameroon, and this is the first. We didn't announce it last week, though. We showed you precisely what this lady does with cocoa and a whole lot of other ingredients. You want to stay with Hello Cameroon because we're going to be making sure that this handmade slot becomes a slot that you will love. We'll be showcasing what Cameroonians use their hands to do, and we'll be going very far to bring you very, very interesting discoveries about talent in the country. Now, we're going to move from that talk about cocoa and what it does to cocoa in chocolate and other sweet things that people offer during Valentine's Day. This is Gwendolyn Egbe's report.
Oops, it's that time of the year again when the world over celebrates that feeling called love. Love between lovers. But let's not forget to express love to those who are also important in our lives. Mushy-gushy gifts are in the air. Failure to offer gifts during this period is as good as declaring your relationship over.
Chocolates are more desired by clients and all those things, more than by women also. So, and even at Hilton's also comes here, like last week they came and they bought a lot of chocolates for them, and chocolates is better. For now, wine is not going on very nicely. It's only chocolates and some stuff for women like pants and dresswear and all those things. That's it. Women are more coming for chocolates and they like offering things for men and prove their love for their men.
Say it with chocolates is the best expression of some girls since the start of the month of February. As we count the hours, lovers are found perusing chocolate aisles, looking for as much chocolate as they can get to convey sincerity, devotion, and you know the rest.
It's Valentine's Day, and I wanted to keep some usual thing for my darling. I want to buy a chocolate. That's what I usually keep for her, apart from some special thing that we have to do on this day.
Now, I must comment that chocolates practically occupy the greatest space in the supermarket. Check this out. Don't thank me too much for giving you an idea of what chocolate you can offer to your honey bunny.
Now you have an idea, but if it's only an idea you want, you have it. So decide for yourself how your tomorrow is going to look like. Now let's have drama. This is about overspeeding. It's a moment to just chill, relax, and have a laughter. Stay with us.
Fine, fine. Why are you overspeeding?
Who?
You're overspeeding.
Me, I'm overspeeding?
Yes.
I am not the car. Me, I'm just seated in the car. It's not me.
No, because you are coming from that side, you are rushing like you're running very fast.
It's not me, it is the car. You're blaming me. Actually, I'm not overspeeding. When you look at my meter, the meter of the car, speed meter, I was just on 80 kilometers per hour. My speedometer stops at 180, please, and I've never even gone past 100.
What is your name?
Kansi Mean. Why?
Kansi Mean. Let me write you a small receipt for overspeeding.
But how are you writing the receipt for? It is not me. Did you see me running around like Kiprotich or running across the road? It is not me, it is the car. And it's not my fault. You people, it is your fault. What kind of government is this? That it allows cars to be imported when the speed meter is 220, 240, 180, and then our speed limit in the country is 50 kilometers per hour. It's like, no, it's like a mouse trap. You're trapping us.
No, this
is not rugezi-gezi. You're trapping us. The car itself, the meter stops on 180. I've never even gone to 100. If anything, I am not using my car properly. I'm going to end up selling it before I even exercise. I'm just inquisitive. I'm a normal human being, very normal human being. Even me, I want to see where my car goes. It is not me. It is you people. It's like you are tricking us. You allow these speed cars to come in here. Then when they come and I exercise my right, speed. Officer, no. Don't give me a receipt. I don't want it.
Madam Kansime, when are you going to give me a chance to talk?
You talk. Talk now. Talk. We see what you're going to do, because you're going to give me a receipt which I'm not. Officer, okay, I know maybe I am speaking very fast, but this is not my fault. Forgive my car.
I am not going to forgive you.
Officer, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry I was rude.
No, there is no I can forgive you. Let me just write.
Officer, so you've never made a mistake, ever? You want to tell me that you've been correct right from childhood, do no mistakes. If you brought your past papers from high school, you did not make any mistakes, and even almost get 0% in the papers, did they punish you? So they took you to police because you made a mistake. You cannot forgive me just because. You cannot.
Why do you bring history in this thing?
No. Officer, if you cannot bring me papers that show you got 100% in every past paper, just let me go. It is a mistake. I have made it. I have understood. Me, I want to go. You let me just to go. Let me go. You're the people who import these cars.
Okay, good day.
And Kansime, they call her the queen of comedy in Uganda, and probably because she doesn't shut up. Like the officer, all what he has to say, okay, good day. Comedy is something that we need in life, and we hope that we open the window for you. If you're contemplating a career in making people laugh, please go for it. You could actually be the queen of comedy in Cameroon. We're still looking. We're wearing our glasses each morning and looking to get one that stands out and that makes us proud. While we are at it, though, let's listen to some music. This is a beautiful, danceable rhythm coming from Tizi Panchak. The title is Mon Bébé, and it's just the kind of song you'd love to enjoy on a 13th of February while you're waiting to go to a 14th of February. Just enjoy. Stay with us.
Blue Nation, baby. Blue Nation soldier, see you already know. It's Tizi Panchak, Marvin Slim Pandeko. Mon bébé, oh mon bébé, mon amour, yeah. Mon bébé, oh mon bébé, mon amour, yeah. Can I feel you tonight, I will take you to Soweto. When I feel you tonight, I will take you to Soweto. Oh, you dance for your daddy, work for your daddy, dance for your daddy. It's too late to quit, you know. Dance for your daddy, work for your daddy, dance for your daddy. Say it's too late to quit, you know. Let me feel when I think say na petit pays. Let me hear me nothing say na longer. It's me and you against the world, you know. Yes, you know. Oh, ce soir-là, on va joker. Ce soir-là, on va joker. Baby, I'm calling, me on car, living la vida loca. Mon bébé, oh mon bébé, mon amour, yeah. Mon bébé, oh mon bébé, mon amour, yeah. Can I feel you tonight, I will take you to Soweto. When I feel you tonight, I will take you to Soweto. Oh, yeah, dance for your daddy, work for your daddy, dance for your daddy. It's too late to quit, you know. Dance for your daddy, work for your daddy, dance for your daddy. Say it's too late to quit, you know. Let me feel me nothing say na sameleto, yeah. Let me hear me nothing say na passy show, yeah. Money everywhere I go, yeah. Yes you know. Hey. Oh, ce soir-là on va joker. Ce soir-là on va joker. Baby I'm calling, me on car, living la vida loca. Mon bébé, oh mon bébé. Blue Nation, baby.
Blue Nation soldier Tizi Panchak giving you a taste of what he knows best. But don't call him situation musician or situational artist. Don't get into that trouble. Just call him Tizi Panchak. The awesome guy, just give him a word and he goes, and then we are loving it. In a short while, we'll be giving you your weather forecast, how your outside is looking like if you're thinking of stepping out of your home. But before that, though, this is our recommendation of what you should watch on the CRTV. Ruth Angel, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Tell me, take us through it.
I'll be starting with Health Watch this morning, and we're talking about cancer, and most exactly or particularly breast cancer. Our main guest was just talking about a while ago that you should empower a woman, and you'll be surprised at the stuffs and at the things she can produce. I think one thing we need to concentrate on our health today is about looking at the health system of a woman, and breast cancer are one of those things that disturb, that affect women a lot. So find out more about it, how it can be treated, and what are those signs and symptoms in case you're feeling something, a very funny lump into your breast. Just go to the doctor. 10 a.m. on the CRTV Health Watch, we'll be talking about breast cancer, and it's something a woman should look into. So I'm inviting all women. CRTV, that rendezvous is 10 a.m. And then at 10:30, you know, Cameroon is trying to empower itself, its economic, its agriculture, every sector of the economy. Yes, agriculture is that part where we're strong because we have all kinds of food, and rice production is one of them. Bird, nothing up rice. Yeah, I know this rice will be coming from Tonga. You want to know where Tonga is found? It is in the west region of Cameroon. So from the northwest to the west region, Tonga, vivier de la production du riz. It comes up at 10:30 on the CRTV. The agricultural sector is where a lot of riches are coming from. So get involved, get active, and just get going, and then you see, who knows, you'll be the next Bill Gates of Cameroon. Yes, 12:30 on the CRTV. Do you know the Chinese celebrate their New Year after we do ours?
I know, it's never the same.
It's never the same. And their New Year comes in February. It runs from the 8th of February to the 2nd of March. Can you beat that? It's almost a month. Well, I should be celebrating the New Year in a whole
China,
month.
right?
In China. Yeah, and then you can know the crazy things I'll do, like dance and eat and get fat and then do all the other things. But no, not that. And then on Midi Live today, you want to discover why the Chinese people, they say they cross to the centenary age, like they are always old and then looking young. They are old and looking young. Find out their secret. They say one of them is eating healthy. Yes, eating healthy. And then the other one, find out today, 12:30. We have some Chinese on the hot seat, and then they'll be enjoying our music. And then Chef Emile prepared something special for them. Yes, it is fish ou is poisson à la chinoise. I don't know how that tastes, but if you want to join us, just join us 12:30 on the CRTV. That is when it's Midi Live. It's our life. It's your life. It is everybody's life, and it is so lively. 12:30 on the CRTV, and then 5:30 on the CRTV. That is when we go bio. And when we're going bio, I know you're thinking about some fruit or about some food. No, we're talking about charcoal. Yes, charcoal. And I know Auntie Pochi will tell me, I call her Auntie because I want to say something terrible. She'll tell me that she uses the charcoal to cook kanda.
Yes, to boil it. It's hotter. Yeah, sure.
And what do you cook? Use the charcoal to cook? I use it to cook conchaff. Yes. Yes. Bio charcoal, the energy source of the future. When you cook on charcoal, the taste and the smell is different. But it's something that our society needs because it doesn't produce a lot of waste. It just cooks so nicely and the pot boils so softly and the food gets ready so fast. But when it's a good charcoal though, but when it's still wet and still nasty, you can spend hours and hours on that fire trying to boil that beans and the corn will never get ready. 5:30 on the CRTV. Just find out more about charcoal, the energy source of the future. And then at 8 p.m., sur les routes de l'émergence, West A Northwest. That is where majority of our food stuff come from. Fumban with a lot of tomatoes. Yes. Northwest, you know, you need to fix the road, development parcels, and then there's a lot of activities around the roadside. You see people running helter-skelter to sell their stuff. 8 p.m. on the CRTV. Just find out what the government is doing with our roads and how and the impact it is on the society and the environment which is surrounding that road. It comes up only on the CRTV. But meanwhile, stay tuned to the CRTV and CRTV News. Twilight comes up every 6 p.m. on CRTV News and other interesting programs. Don't miss that out because we're 2 in 1. It's our new princess. It's our new baby. You need to make it grow. Just keep on watching and we'll be here. It is www.crtv.cm. Facebook is CRTV Web because we have every information you want to find out. And then Twitter is CRTV_web. Stay tuned to the CRTV. We are at the heart of the nation. And happy Valentine's and Ash Wednesday for those who love love.
What a contrast that only the calendar can give. Happy Valentine's Day and also Ash Wednesday. But okay, we're about signing out and I want to hold up very proudly this my t-shirt given to me by the Mogamo community, I should say.
And when we tell me that I'm Mogamo girl, I say yes, we have a boss.
Not only a boss, a whole station. But you know what, if you're thinking of stepping out, let me quickly give you an idea of how your outside is looking like. If you're watching us from Macari is not the product, it's not a beauty product, it's a place, a locality in the far north region. Expect a sunny to partly cloudy day. Your temperature when it's highest will be 36 degrees Celsius, when it's lowest will be 20. If you are in Demsa is in the north. Some clouds this morning will give way to generally sunny skies in the afternoon. Your temperature at the highest will be 41 degrees Celsius, when it's lowest, that's at night, it will be 23 degrees Celsius. In the Adamawa, if you are in Bindiba in the Adamawa, it's a sunny and cloudy day for you, and the lowest temperature at night will be 19 degrees Celsius. When it's evening and in the day, during the day when it's 35 degrees Celsius, that will be your highest. If you're in the east region in Angosas, you should expect 60% chance that you have 60% possibility that it rains in that part of the country. Expect scattered showers and thunderstorms, and your highest temperature in the course of the day will be 33 degrees Celsius, and your lowest at night will be 21 degrees Celsius. If you're in Zoetele, no need telling you what region that is. That's the south region. It's scattered thunderstorms in the morning, then mainly cloudy during the afternoon with thunderstorms likely. Your highest temperature will be 33 degrees Celsius, and your chance of rain is 80%. It's like quite high, and your lowest temperature when it's nightfall will be 21 degrees Celsius. If you're in Yoko is here in the center region. It's a mix of clouds and sunshine for you today, and your highest temperature is 34, your lowest 20. If you are in Bakwini is the west region, in case you're wondering. It's a mostly cloudy morning with thunderstorms developing in the later part of the day. Your highest temperature will be 32 degrees Celsius, and your lowest will be 20. Your chance of rain in Bakwini is 80%. If you're in the littoral region, particularly in Diang, we're sending you warm greetings on Hello Cameroon this morning. Expect scattered thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon hours. Your highest temperature is 36 degrees Celsius, and when it's lowest, it will be 24 degrees. That's towards evening time. And of course, your chance of rain is 40% that it rains. So you want to expect some showers or some rainfall if you are in Diang. If you are in Dop, in the northwest region, they call it the fertile plains of the northwest region. Accept warm greetings from us. Your lowest temperature will be 17 degrees Celsius. That will be in the evening. During the day, though, when it's highest, it will be 33 degrees Celsius. And expect only sunshine and clouds in the course of the day. And the last place we're going to talk about this morning is Betok. Betok is in the southwest region. If you're watching us from Betok or anywhere in the southwest regions, accept warm greetings from us. Your temperature today when it's highest will be 35 degrees Celsius. When it drops and its lowest will be 22 degrees Celsius in the course of the night. It's thunderstorms today for you. And you have the highest chance of rain across the country today. 90% chance that it rains. You might as well have noticed, Ruth, that it's getting wet in the country. Rains are gradually making their way back to town.
Thank God.
If you're thinking of stepping out of your home, it is the moment when we encourage you to please tune to 88.8 and listen to people like Ruth NJ and Pochi Tamba try to give you a better start of the day. And talking about a better start of the day, Ruth, how is your day of today looking like?
I think crazy for one.
It's the Tuesday after a long holiday.
Yes, after a long holiday, so there'll be a lot of catch-up, a lot of meetings here and there to attend to, and then you have administrative duties, and then maybe love duties to.
Are you wishing yourself some chocolate, something sweet, something?
I just thank God you use wishing myself. Yes, I'm wishing myself that. So if someone can't offer, I can offer it for myself. That you know, there are times that you need to spoil yourself. Don't wait for another person to do it in your place.
Well, if the guy in charge is the type who tells you I want to watch a football match tomorrow, or it's the type who says that I cannot, start fasting in the evening, I must start it in the morning, that's a problem. But look, if you are my Valentine, please don't mix things up, okay? It will be sad tomorrow. No, we are joking. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for staying with the CRTV, and we wish you a sweet, definitely a sweet day tomorrow, because it's 14th of February. Rude, myself, the whole team, we're back here on Thursday to see for ourselves how the day would have been. We're bringing you remnants of Lovers' Day. Bye-bye.
Angoisse au monde.